And welcome everybody once again here at Motive Racing, ladies and gentlemen. You might see that there's a little bit of a difference here at the pit monitor. Yes, we are now on board as a race director, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that said, welcome everybody for watching the Motive Racing League, ladies and gentlemen. Here today we are once again in the beautiful Floridian state here at Daytona. I'm obviously here partnered once again with my partner here, Andy. How are you doing, Andy, today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's we're set to have a lot of action here this evening. We've got two championship deciders coming up. Tier 2 here, we've got the two Stefanos, father and son, Sebas and Ayrton. 2 points separate these two coming into this championship decider here at Daytona. Currently it is Sebas, the older of the two Stefanos, leading the way. We're on 130 points after drop rounds. But Ayrton, I'm sure, is going to be right on his bumper for the entirety of this race. Currently sat atop the leaderboard, no surprise there, 141 dead from Sebas, and his son just a tenth of a second shy, so barely anything separating these guys. I'm sure that Sebas is not going to want to go easy on his offspring here, but Ayrton will be absolutely gunning off the start. I'm absolutely certain of that. It should be a fascinating one.
Yeah, it is. Definitely, we see here the two Argentinians who are already almost set to go into Tier 1 for next season in the GTEs. We are looking, however, here at the pit monitor here at Project Cars 2. I mean, they have been incredible from start to bottom. They've had some mishaps, unfortunately, but that, that can happen, and it has happened to the Stefano family. But obviously, Sebas also doesn't want to, Ayrton doesn't want to make it too easy either on his old man. But is he going to do enough? No, he cannot, and he's going quite slow into the first corner at the moment.
Yeah, Ayrton's also bailed out, so that looks like it's going to be that for our order here for the start. So Sebas and Ayrton lining up on the front row. You've got Dalavan and Richie occupying the second row. Decent lap times there from those boys, but not able to get it in amongst the two Stefanos. Dominant here at Daytona. We got looks like just somebody just put in a lap right at the very end of the session there.
I don't think so. No, it is Sebas first and his son second. Dalavan, our Italian, is in third. Richie is in fourth. Pro Fabi, then his friend Pro Alpha. Hater Spray is in seventh. CMCF1 is in eighth. And it's incredible. So I'm in ninth apparently, so that's good.
You're ahead of Champ.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Champ not being able to set a lap time at the moment. Very unfortunate. But he hopefully he will come back for this next race. So with that said,
home race. I'm an American driver, so I'm sure he'll be looking to impress his family here. I'm sure many of them will be packed into the grandstands here for this esports race at Daytona, but we are about to get underway here for Tier 2, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that sub-like and bell button. We're about to get going here for the Tier 2 race, the finale.
Yeah, I mean, as we said here, we are looking at the beautiful Daytona road course there in the back. As we can see here, right here, we see the track. We see everything that we need to see. Beautiful aesthetics from Project Cars. It's a shame that they don't show that when you are in broadcaster mode. But who do you have your money on, Andy?
For my personally, I think that Ayrton is going to take the victory. I don't know why. I just have a funny feeling that it's going to be his kind of track. We've seen moments of inconsistency over the course of the season. Ayrton being the younger of the two Stefanos, I think the young hunger is gonna come out here, and he's gonna really shine. And to be honest, I don't think that his father's gonna begrudge him title, but I know that Sebas is not going to go easy on him tonight. My money's on Ayrton for the title and for the victory there.
Yeah, my money is also on the two Argentinians. It is quite of a shame, though. I kind of want to go for either Champ or CMCF1, considering of their nationality. But it is what it is. I think it's going to be once again a Argentinian one too, but then again, there is the commentator's curse for a reason. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, nevertheless, if the South Americans are going to do it. They've shown, as Andy said, they've shown signs of brilliance, and we hope that they can continue that brilliance throughout the rest of the season. We see here 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, for the race here, and we are following Sebastefano, who is on the inside.
All these boys can get a good start, and everyone gets away cleanly. It's a very, very bunched up start here at Daytona. It looks like we're away, and we've got Sebas on the inside, getting away very, very nicely. Ayrton looking to the outside. It looks like Richie's made a fantastic start. He's looking to the inside here, coming into turn one. Has a little look up the inside, but he can't make the move up for the time being. It looks like we've got Dalavan here tucking in behind these guys. We've got Pro Fubby and Alpha behind them too. CMC and Champ, the two American drivers, right at the back of the field, and aim to spray at the back. So Sebas getting the perfect start off of the line. Our championship leader, 2 points ahead of his son. His son looks like he's trying to fend off Richie in the background there, just about staying in front of him. And Pro, is that Fubby or is it Alpha there? Let me have a look.
It's Pro Fubby, I think.
Fubby who's got himself up into P4, so great stuff there, yeah. Getting up ahead of Dalavan. So Dalavan now splitting the two Pro teammates, as we see CMC there and Champ, the two homeboys driving at their home race here at Daytona.
Ooh, there's a battle. There's a battle at the back over there between Delavan and Pro Fubby. Pro Fubby obviously needing to defend from Delavan over here, who is a P5. I think that is CMC F1, who went quite wide over there. As we also see in the back, Champ having some issues. He is down in P. Well, he's up obviously, but he's still down in P7. That is not what you want to have in your home race, Andy.
It's unfortunate, but the field is very tightly bound.
Oh, there is gonna be. Oh, there is. Oh, sorry to interrupt you there, but Pro Fubby almost trying to make a move on one of the Argentinians. That is Ayrton, who is there on the outside, and it is side by side into the second corner. This is tier 2 J Palm.
Richie, the main loser in that little exchange, seems to just get pushed out there, coming through the chicane, and that's allowed Pro Fubby into third place. But Richie's looking back to the inside here of Pro Fubby, and can he make the move? It looks like he's going to go up the inside of Ayrton as well. And Richie being very aggressive, as we see Pro Fubby there losing the car, getting sideways, and
that is Champ as well. Champ as well, who's gone out there, and he crashes against.
Oh my goodness, carnage here at turn one. Yeah, Champ just reacting there to that incident and managing to do exactly the same thing as Pro Fubby does. Those guys now down into 6th and 8th places respectively.
CMC1 respectfully giving his position back, or maybe he. No, shoot! Oh no! All right, Andy, you gotta take this over. No, wait, can you send me another invite, mate?
Disconnect.
Yeah, disconnected.
Oh,
shoot.
You should be able to use the one that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. Wait. All right, let's see if we can rejoin. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we will go back. Just stupid me. I can't hold a microphone and a controller at the same time without any issues.
Oh, you pressed it.
Yeah, I accidentally pressed that circle instead of X. Anyway, tell us what's going on in this in this messy race.
We've got Sebas leading the way by 2 seconds. Richie is actually having to fend off Ayrton now. We saw obviously Richie making the move up the inside of Ayrton into P2 at the beginning of what is lap 2 that we're still on at the moment. But Ayrton really wants this position back. He's losing time to his father as this goes on. He's ever more, the gap is increasing, and the championship battle is ever more favourable in the older of the two Stefanos, Sebas's hands. As we see him, he's leading now by 3 seconds here as he come over the line. Ayrton here looking to the inside of Richie, trying to distract him in the mirrors, but it looks like Richie is holding firm for the time being. Ayrton very late on the brakes here. You guys can't see it on our screens.
Yeah,
but,
no, you can. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, as we saw the replay over there from CMC F1 crashing against Champ, obviously the two American. Well, is he American actually, or is that just again Project Cars being Project Cars? Well, yeah, then the two Americans obviously not wanting to be where they are at the moment. And definitely don't want to crash into each other. That's never a good thing for two home champions to be crashing into each other. Very unfortunate over there. As we see there, someone making a move. It looks like that's Ayrton Senna Ayrton Senna, Ayrton Stefano, Jesus Christ, every single time. Making a move on what looks to be Richie. But he failed, he was just a bit short. And he just about didn't make that.
Yeah, it's still really pressuring him though. And coming up towards the bus stop chicane, you can see there that Ayrton had a much better closing speed on the brakes, but Richie just doing a good job here. We've seen Richie, one of the best defensive drivers in the Motive Racing League. He's got so much skill at keeping people behind him, but it's not an easy track to keep people behind Daytona Road Course. It's actually a very, very good overtaking circuit, and as we see there, coming out of what's turn 4 on the NASCAR circuit, he slots into the slipstream, and can he go for a move here coming up towards turn 1? You can see there Richie's got good straight line speed, which is preventing Ayrton from really
he goes against the wall, goes however nicely through the inside.
Yeah,
pushes Richie sideways. A little bit off.
Ayrton picking up the pieces, but it looks like Richie's got a better run there coming out of turn 1, but for the time being I think Ayrton's got the position. He goes defensive coming into the hairpin, and that looks like job done there for Ayrton Stefano. Up another position here, up into P2, 3 seconds off of Sebas. So the championship battle still looking to be in Sebas's hands, but it's whoever finishes ahead basically out of these two will take all of the plaudits.
Yeah, Richie looking through the inside there just a little bit. It's difficult to say what will happen here, because these are just two very, very skilled drivers over there. As we have a retirement, that's Pro Alpha who retired, unfortunately, just out there. Very unfortunate of what's happening there at the moment.
It's very unfortunate. I didn't catch what happened there, but looks like he's pulled off to the side. His teammate Bobby's still out there on the track, so maybe he'll be helping him out with strategy and being his spotter for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, we are still looking at this from Richie to Ayrton Stefano. The Stefanos, however, closing in. I don't know if Sebas is trying to slow down for his son. He said he did it before, but I don't know if he's doing it again. He might, but then again, he has to come in contact with Richie if that's the case. And obviously, as we see here, people are obviously also saying here, J-Palm is saying, watch out for the braking in the first corner and the bus stop. Yeah, you had a problem in the bus stop in the GT5, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, you can see it on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. It's at 30 minutes and 20 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
I went up the inside of H2 Malik perfectly cleanly.
Malik
turned in a little bit early. Yeah. Yeah. Malik turned in a little bit early.
I think you turned in a little bit too late, and you. No, it was just dangerous driving, mate. This is why you're a commentator. This is why you're just don't have to drive anymore. This is why you're a commentator. Anyway, as we watch here, Richie is going through the inside, back on the outside. He's losing quite some time to the Stefanos. We might want to have a look somewhere at CMCF1 who spins it. We just about noticed that. But he rejoined the track, and now he is behind his other American.
Just keep an eye on this battle here for the lead, Seb. Ayrton Stefano is actually closing this gap at the front to Sebas. It's now just under 2 seconds between these guys. We're obviously already 10 minutes into the race, but it looks like now, having been some clear air, it is allowing Ayrton to really get the hammer down and make some inroads here on our race leader and championship leader. Richie seems like he can't keep up with the pace.
We are having some issues with the stream there, Andy. Unfortunately.
This it should clear up.
Now it's cleared up. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. We sometimes have that issue here. Obviously. Amateur setting still, but yeah, we're doing as much as we can for this at the moment. There is a big battle, however, between CMCF1 and the guy behind him. Who is that behind him there, Andy?
That's Hater Spray there in V8. He's had a bit of a quiet race so far, but Hater Spray has been a regular here this season in our GTE Championship here for Tier 2 at Motive Racing. and he's all regular, always shows up, and he's had some good battles so far this season. It's good to have him on track for our finale, and he's really giving CMC a good battle here. Obviously, CMC probably with a
Oh,
slight
he's
advantage because with Daytona Road Course being one of the, should I say, one of the staples of North American road racing, Daytona Road Course. It's definitely puts the ball in CMC's court in terms of he knows this track, and most Americans do seem to have an edge around here, especially when the crowd's cheering you on and you've got the home support. But Hater Spray is pulling onto the back of him,
yeah.
and I'm just having a look at the timing board though. Interestingly, CMC's last time around was 2 minute dead. So, as we see there, CMC getting very loose there through the chicane. Now Hater Spray is going to have a chance to out the exit, and you can see there just gets a much better run there out of the chicane, and that is Hater Spray up into 7th place. But CMC is going to fight back though. It looks like he's going to have the slipstream and get a lovely toe here coming out of this final banking.
In the meantime, we are still looking at Richie trying to battle against here with Atten. Obviously, Richie wants that position back.
P7, side by side for P7, Hater Spray looking to the outside here.
Side by side here on P2 and P3. Sorry, mate. It's a difficult one here to see which we want to focus on.
CMC there just tried clean around the outside there of Hater Spray to take the position back. So Hater Spray clearly with a low top end speed, he's not got that car set up correctly for Daytona Road. Maybe not able to get the preparation in that he would have liked. So that's incredibly unfortunate. Incredibly unfortunate to see.
Yeah, we see here still Richie trying to hold on to get ahead of and in between the two Argentinians. Is he going to do it? Only time will tell. There is only 10 minutes, just a bit under, well, just a bit under 20 minutes. I was gonna say just a bit above 10 minutes that, but they've already raced. It's been quite a big battle already. I think Richie in the meantime has a slowdown penalty. I don't know if he's going to listen to that, however, or if he's just going to take the penalty on the chin and try and get ahead of Ayrton. I think that's his priority at the moment, which he tries to do. He's on the inside, tries to hold on, almost loses it on the inside. But is he going to do it? No, Ayrton Senna closes he closes the gap. It's not the gap. He closes the door. That's the word that I'm looking for. Jesus Christ. In the meantime, Richie still doesn't want to give up. It seems like.
This really isn't an ideal situation for Ayrton Stefano, because the pressure that he's getting from Richie is forcing him to concentrate more on what's behind him than what's up ahead of him, and he is losing time to his father here, Sebas, who has a 2-point lead in the championship, which is all but going to secure that here at Daytona Road. This is the final round of the season now. Championship decider here for Tier 2. Both of the Stefanos will be going up to Tier 1 next season. That's not in the question, but the question is more for pride over which one of these two is going to take the title here for Tier 2. And at the moment, it's looking like Sebas has got it.
I think Sebas just kind of slowed down a little bit for his son. It seemed like it at least. But I might have misjudged that as well. As we see, still Richie back on the inside, trying to have a little peep on Ayrton, but it is still not enough. So it's really weird to see this happening in such a in already for the last 10 minutes or so. But yeah, it's been a big battle for them, ladies and gentlemen, so far. So we have to wait and see what will happen.
Yeah, it's still running with him, but Sebas is definitely running off into the distance now, and it looks like Ayrton doesn't really have a reply to him. As we see them come under the brakes, and still Richie just pressuring him, but not able to force Ayrton into a mistake for the time being. We've seen these guys trade positions a couple of times. We see Ayrton get a wheel on the grass on the left-hand side there, using absolutely all of the track and more. But yeah, it's definitely looking like Sebas is a favourite for the championship here. We're at the halfway point in this Tier 2 finale, and we see Ayrton going very wide there, trying to wring the speed out of the car, get everything he possibly can. But Richie here just doing a good job of keeping that pressure on and keeping him within his sights.
Yeah, Richie still. I don't know. It's been a tough battle for Richie so far, man. He's really looked for all the opportunities that he can, but nothing so far. As Ayrton Stefano loses quite a lot of time towards his against his dad. So now he looks like he's alone. To defend his position. So his dad cannot help him anymore. At least not for now. And it seems like it is going to be very difficult for him, but as well for Richie, because Ayrton Stefano is one of the best drivers when it comes to defense. And it really shows.
Once again, you can just see the closing speed there from Richie. He's got so much pace coming down that last corner towards the pit straight, but he's not able to get close enough before that straight to actually be close enough to go for a move into turn one. And Ayrton forever confident on the brakes and not being phased one bit here by our Frenchman, who's still not letting up. But at the moment, it looks like Ayrton's good for this second place. And last time around, Seba Stefano 7/10 faster than both of these two boys in P2 and 3. So it looks like he's pretty much game, set and match for the victory here at Daytona. But anything can happen, and we know that Sebas is no stranger to the odd mistake every now and again when those tyres get heated up. We see a different story, a very, very different story. So anything can happen here in this race. We've got 13 minutes left to go, so we're just over halfway through here for this Tier 2 race. And still nothing that's separating these boys. Just having a look at our timing screens, it looks as though Pro Fubby is being closed in on now by Champ.
I just saw the same thing from Pro Fubby and Champ, but it seems a lot closer. The timings make it seem a lot closer than it is. But Richie, it's really weird because on the bus stop he seems like he's gaining a lot of time, but then in the first couple of corners, Ayrton is just running away from Richie. So it's an interesting model that to see what's going on as he closes in through turn one. Ayrton once again closing the door on Richie, going through the inside of that turn one. But yeah, it seems like this is right now. This corner right here is where he's going to lose quite some time. This is where he usually loses a bit of time against Ayrton, and I don't know why, because he seems to be fast enough to be able to overtake him. But I don't know. Something's going on because I don't know what's happening with Richie so far. Because he can make the move if he wants to, but he's losing it. You see there again, he lost it once again over there, going a bit too hard on the outside on that curb, clipped that curb a bit too hard, and yeah, that's it, him done. What the oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. Right. Well, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we are going back. Let's see if we can get back on this. I have been disconnected. I don't know why, but I have. Let's see if we can fix this once again. Andy, are you still with me there, buddy? Andy, are you still with me? Andy. Alright, well, we'll see if we can fix it at the moment. We'll be right back, and we'll see if we can fix it when it's finished.
We've got a battle here going on for
I'm not seeing it, man. It disconnected me again. This time it wasn't on me, so I don't know what's happened, unfortunately, but I'm coming back. Yeah,
we're just watching here's battle going on. My audio still on?
No, like I said, I'm not on anymore. But
well,
I'm on the stream. The stream's on. Yeah, the stream is still on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is my audio still good?
Yeah, your audio is still good. Everything's still good. I just got disconnected.
Yeah, so Champ's just breezed past Bro Fubby there, coming down the main straight, and he's now up into P5. We saw him closing in a few laps ago. He was a second faster then, or in fact 2 seconds faster than Fubby last time around. So he's really, really got the pace going, and he's 9 seconds behind Dalavan. It looks like he's probably too far behind to pick up fourth place, but you just never know what's going to happen here in the last few laps. The battle for P2 and 3 looking pretty similar to how it was before. Richie still sticking to the back of Ayrton, but not able to make a move. They're coming up towards the bus stop now, and it looks like Richie's too far back to go for a move. Both of these boys losing time to our race leader still. Seba Stefano has rode off into the sunset here in this finale. He's got a 6-second lead over his younger son as they're coming out from the banking now. We've got 9 minutes left to go in this session, and currently Seba Stefano looking very, very good for the Tier 2 title here at Motive Racing for Season 1 of our GTE Championship. And it's been a great season. We've had seen lots of interesting battles, especially between the two Stefanos. They have been class of the field in this.
There we go. We're back.
Season.
Sorry about
this. Delighted to hear that we are back on the stream, back on the track here for our stream, which is good to hear, Seb.
Yeah, sorry about these technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. But we see, yeah, as you said, Hater Spray is up to P6, CMCF1, and Champ getting in front of Pro Fubby. Interesting play from him. But is Pro Fubby close to him? He is quite close, but I wouldn't say a big danger so far, as we see Ayrton Senna back between, it looks like Delavan at the moment. Wait, yeah, against Delavan, yeah, sorry. Oh, Jesus, I'm losing it a little bit. With all this heat and this whole quarantine thing, it's getting to me at the moment.
But that's all crazy.
Yeah, it's going off, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Delavan must have made a mistake somewhere.
It looks like
no, Richie must have made a mistake somewhere.
No, I just saw a flash of the lights there from Ayrton Stefano, letting Richie go by. I don't know if Ayrton's picked up a penalty or a slowdown or what's going on. Yeah, but he definitely indicated to Richie to go around him on his right hand side, and Richie took the invitation, didn't need asking twice. So looks like though Ayrton's got what's the Constantino effect. It's actually a little way behind him. Let's see if we can get a nice run here coming onto the banking and towards the end of the lap. We're on lap 13 here of this race. It's a half-an-hour race with no mandatory pit stop, and it looks like our race leader Sebas is on to lap 14 here now. It's going to be a drag round towards the towards turn 1, but it looks like Richie's definitely got that straight line speed advantage. We've seen it earlier on in the race. He seems to have a lower downforce setup, and then it's through the first sector here from this point up until turn 6 that you really see Ayrton excel and pushing Richie all the way. But Richie has got track position once again now due to Ayrton's slowdown penalty there on the banking side.
Oh, and that's Ayrton getting in front of Richie at this point. Or is it the opposite way? I'm not too sure, but it looked like
Richie holding on.
Richie holding on, yeah, that's what happened. So Richie for a second on my screen looked like he ended up 8th. So that's why I didn't know what was happening. But yeah, Richie being in the middle of the two Argentinians at the moment. So with that said, Ayrton is trying to get back behind his dad, and try to have that Argentinian 1-2 once again. But Sebas is quite far ahead, 9 seconds behind, in front of everybody else.
Yeah, he's just been dominant. He's risen to the task here. He's obviously knowing that he can pick up the championship this evening as he betters his son's result, and he's really done everything he needed to do. And unfortunately, has had a difficult race. He's been jostling for position with Richie for much of it, and you can see here Richie once again just trying to hold
on is what Andy tried to say. Obviously he cut off there, unfortunately, but as we see here, it is still Ayrton Stefano who is there on the right side of your screen, and well, now on the left side of your screen, and Richie, oof, Jesus Christ, almost forgot his name, on being the black car. As we see, they're making a move almost. This is for P2, ladies and gentlemen. He is on P3, the car that we are following at the moment. He's looking through the outside, looking through the inside, but yet something that happened. Yeah, so while we are looking over here, Aten, Stefano still looking. We might want to go on board with him or even see what he's seeing at this very moment. Obviously, we're looking at his steering wheel. We want to see what he is seeing. We want to know what he's thinking at this very moment. Is he going to do anything though? He looks like he might have a look through the inside. Is it going to work? However, it might. They are too wide, ladies and gentlemen. He is still there for the turn, almost for the bus stop chicane. Is he going to make a move? I don't know. Yeah, well, he is going to try. He's going to do an inside. Hopefully, he's not going to do an Andy. As we speak about Andy, obviously. Oh, there, Richie making a little mistake, almost clipping the grass, almost going 180, but he held it maybe and I really want to see what that cockpit looks like from Aten at this very moment. Looks interesting, the battle. I hope that we have Andy back in the call. Andy? No, Andy's not in the call anymore. Great. Let's see if he's there somewhere where he should be. As we see them going, not just hitting a little bit of a love tap on the side, but nothing so far. As we try and call back Andy, let's see if he's gonna make it. And he's going to make a move on the inside, and that's Richie down in P3 almost. No, it isn't. He is still on the outside. He's still there. And that's really well done from Richie. Really nicely done from both of them over there. Absolutely incredible scenes. Aten in the meantime on the outside, on behind him. It's a difficult one, this one, because you can see Aten is struggling to get in front of him, but at the same time, you know that Richie struggled just the same. Only 3 minutes remaining. He is going through the outside. Richie obviously leaving him no space. But the thing is, if it is in the bus stop chicane, that is where Ayrton has the move. Ayrton already makes the move before the end of the turn. And now they are going to be on the bus stop chicane. And Ayrton makes it in front of Richie with only less than 3 minutes to go. And Richie has a time penalty in the meantime as well for track limits, it says. We hope that we can get Andy back on the stream. Maybe it might... No, it's not on me. We are ringing him, but nothing so far. Aten, Richie must be very frustrated at this very moment, seeing what can happen. He is now having a look as well, looking at through the inside into the first corner. Ayrton usually wants to close that gap. He is, however. No, he crashes into him, and that's it. That's been it. But Richie obviously waiting nicely, really nicely waiting for Ayrton Stefano. And that's obviously the stuff that we want to see here at Motive, ladies and gentlemen. Really inspiring stuff. But Richie looks here through the outside of Ayrton Stefano. Ayrton Stefano not having any of it. He is looking at what could happen here. Beautiful side by side. It couldn't get more tense if you tried. And Richie clips the grass and needs to back off from that move. And Ayrton Stefano is still up into P2 with the last minute and a half remaining, ladies and gentlemen. And we see there it is very difficult for him to make that move. We're still trying to ring Andy in a minute. But yeah, we're going to have a roof cam as well. See what's on Richie's mind at the moment. We could see him over there. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's weird at the moment. I think Andy's battery must have died or something like that, maybe. But yeah, we can see Richie looking through the inside. Still nothing. Only 1 minute separating them. I think it's going to be 2 more laps, ladies and gentlemen, before the tier 2 has finished. And obviously, hopefully by then we can create a we can help get Andy back, and we can also make sure that well, that our tier 1 stream is going to be there as well. So with that said, 30 seconds on the clock, and as we speak over here, we see obviously Aten taking a lot of advantage. He's now 2 seconds ahead of everybody else, and that well 2 seconds ahead of Richie, and that obviously must be very frustrating towards Richie over there, who obviously he saw second place. He could have had it, could have, would have, should have, but didn't, and that's very frustrating. In the meantime, we are looking here back at Sebas, who is what looks like doing his last lap, or he might have already finished it. Is he slowing down? It looks like he might. It looks like he might slow down. Only 6 seconds remaining between him and Ayrton. Are they going to do a father-son switchback? It may look like it's Sebas slowing down. Is he going to do it? We're on board with him at the moment. Yeah, he's slowing down so his son can take the win. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. He is now at the bus stop chicane. Only 2 seconds separating them. He obviously wants his son to make sure that he gets the dub. But yeah, incredible scenes here. Very, very touching as Sebas lets his son through over there. No, he tries to see if they can do a Ford maneuver with that Chevy and with that Ford. No, it is Ayrton who takes first place. However, Ayrton does have that penalty, so it will be Sebas in P1, but Ayrton P1 on the track. Beautiful stuff from the Argentinian family with that 1-2. Absolutely incredible stuff here. Ayrton and Sebas there, and Richie as well, obviously. Congratulations on that P3 as we look at here at Delavan and Champ are one of our Americans being in P5 in his home race. And then, he crashes out obviously in beautiful Daytona fashion here at Project. And then we see here CMCF1 in his beautiful Ford. He's going to make it as well. He is at the bus stop chicane at the moment, so he still has a long way to go. But in the meantime, what we can try and get the Stefanos on a call and see what they have to say as we try to finish the other events. And Ayrton and Sebas, great job from both of them. Can't really say much about it. It was a very heart-touching thing, especially in these in this moment, letting his son by in the last race of the GTEs. Beautiful stuff from Sebas to his son, as we see here. CMCF1 finishing there. I think that's all of it. That's all of them. Or we could also have here. Who is that? Oof, I completely forgot about him for a second. Who is that here? It is Hater Spray, of course. How could I forget? Hater Spray being in P7. And that's about it for him at the moment. We can have a look here, see what they're going to say, see if we can get a call with one of the Stefanos, and see if we can get them on the line. Let's see if we can get them there in the commentary booth. We should be able to without any issue. But yeah, great job from all of them. 1 second remaining, and that's the whole race done, ladies and gentlemen. As we can see here, it's once again an Argentinian 1-2. Then Richie, our Frenchman, being down in 3.
I was commentating by myself. I didn't know that you had left the call.
Mate, I called you 50 times, buddy.
I had no idea that you had changed to the commentator booth. I was literally
I wasn't. I just did that after the race. Wait, I'm going to mute you because you're listening to the stream as well, so we'll make sure we can mute that as well for a second. Delavan in 4th, Champ in 5th, CMCF1, the other American in 6th, and then it is a UK 7 8th, and well, 7 and 8th because Andy isn't racing. So great stuff from all of them. Hopefully we can get stuff from the rest of the pack, but if not, let's make sure that we can get a maybe with Richie or with let's see if we can get Richie on a call at the moment, and then the other Stefanos as well. Let's see if we can get him there. If not, no issue whatsoever, and we will get both Stefanos over there. And I think Richie is listening to the stream. So Richie, if you're listening to the stream, go to the waiting list to be interviewed if you want, and with the both Stefanos as well. And for the rest, we are going to prepare ourselves for the Tier 1 race. Stay safe, everybody, and stay with us. We are going to be back sooner than you can imagine. So, yeah, stay there and stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with you after this. 1. And here we are once again here at the beautiful state of Florida in the United States. We're here on Daytona once again, but today not with the GT5s. No sir, or lady, whatever, non-binary, I don't care. BU. We are here today with the GTEs, and I'm here once again with usually Andy, but not only him. Today I am also with Ian. Ian, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad, but you know, still a bit worked up with the last race, but otherwise I'm perfectly fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Ian. Ian, obviously my co-commentator in the GT5, at least in the feature race. You were together with Honey Badger back then in the sprints and in the tier 2s.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Could you turn off your stream just so we don't have an echo? Cheers, buddy. Can you turn off your stream just so we don't have an echo to whoever's on? I don't know whoever's on.
I believe
That's Andy, I think. Yeah. I'll have Andy muted just for a minute so he knows what he's done. Bad boy. But yeah.
He's turned it off, so.
Okay, perfect. Alright. Well, Andy's here today as well. How are you, Andy, today?
Yeah, doing good, guys. It should be a great one. We've got a four-way battle for our championship this evening. Obviously, we've got Thorsten Schmidt leading the way on 225 points. Second, Smithy on 207. Bear in mind, this is after drop rounds taken into account. Third and fourth, tied on points, King Venom. And also...
Yeah, spit it out, don't worry. We're waiting.
And King Venom tied on points in third and fourth on 200 points each. So 25 points covers the top four. It should be a great evening of racing. I'm delighted to be here with both of these guys. It should be a great race.
Yeah, usually Honey Badger should be here with us, but now he is racing there, and he is in P2 at least. I mean, obviously, no time so far, gentlemen. But yeah, 12 minutes to go for the qualifying, and then we have the sprint race. What do we think so far, gentlemen? Any opinions?
For this one has got to be, for the race win, it's got to be King Venom. But all Thorsten Schmidt has to do to pick up the championship is literally finish in, I think he has to finish in the top 4 in both races, and he should have it. As far as my calculations go, he's 18 points clear of Smithy in second position, so all he has to do is finish on the podium in both races, and that's it. Championship done. So Thorsten Schmidt, our German driver, in the box seat here. So have a look and see where he is out on the track. He is just coming through what looks like one of the hairpins, is it? Yes, it is. It looks like he's got a little bit of traffic he's had to negotiate there. Not sure who that was, but Thorsten Schmidt continues on his way. Current championship leader and favourite for the title. Saw him in a different league last night, racing in their GT3 championship, and unfortunately came runner-up in that one. So he's going to be absolutely desperate to go one better. So it's Thorsten Schmidt here, currently on his first flying lap here. We've got just over 11 minutes left to go in our qualifying session, and it's going to be wide open, I'm absolutely certain. I've seen King Venom logging laps around this circuit in the past. I know he's got plenty of pace here in these GTEs, especially at Daytona Road Course. So it'd be interesting to see what he can do. Currently sat 4th in the championship, has taken us by storm since he joined earlier on. I think he actually joined at Alton Park. So considering he joined a race later, it's pretty unbelievable the amount of points that he's got, or he's accrued so far. So King Venom currently sat at the top of the leaderboard. He's just done a 141.5. Looks like Thorsten Schmidt has bailed out on his lap time, so he's given up. Maybe he was down on his sectors, or I don't know exactly what's happened there, but he's backed right out of that attempt. So King Venom currently sat at the top of the leaderboard here with 10 minutes to go. Ian, what do you reckon of this showing so far from King Venom?
Oh, you know, it's a really good lap. It is very tricky to go off on this track, especially in that corner coming off of the oval. It's just so easy to try, lock up your brakes and just go off of it. And he's showing a spectacular show right now. Just showing exactly how it's done on this track.
In case for the people, there is closed captions in the stream. So if we are also very sad that we have a Scottish commentator with us, but it is what it is. Sorry. I won't say anything again. Anyway.
Love you too.
10 minutes left here still. for the qualifying after 5 minutes already being on. 141.5 from King Venom. And then D-Crocs there with a 1.8 seconds behind. I mean, a 141. They've talked about it already in the Discord. If you want to join our Discord, obviously, links are down below. But they've talked about it already in Discord. Forsten Schmidt was kind of scared. He said 141, that is a difficult time to beat. Nobody gonna jump on that? Alright. Well, great stuff. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, for 141.5, 141.4 seconds time to beat. King Venom did it. But just by a bit. I mean, Forsten Schmidt is scared. Do you think he should be scared, or do you think he's underestimating his own power?
I seriously think he is underestimating his own power. He has a very capable driver. I've saw him in many races. He has a strong competitor. He just needs to get those numbers up and just, calm himself down a little bit.
What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I think Thorsten's in the box seat. For me, he's got it all to lose, which could increase the pressure a little bit, but he's got a 18-point lead at the top of the championship. As I say, all he needs to do is finish in the top 3 in both races, and he's got it. So it's about keeping cool and calm under pressure. And last night I saw him race in another championship on the PS4. I think it was a GT3 championship. Well, I know it was. And he came runner-up in that one, which is going to have lit a fire inside of him, and he's going to want to go one better here in this Emotive Racing's GTE Championship. And as I say, he's the man to beat at the moment. So he's got it all to lose, but he's so close, tantalisingly close. And I think it would have to take an unbelievable performance from King Venom to dethrone him in this one. I think Thorsten Schmidt's got to be the overwhelming favourite in this one.
Yeah, King Venom still there with a 141.4. I mean, it is a big battle there from second till 6th. No, sorry, second. Yeah, well, second till 6th if you don't count ALTEL within that battle. Everyone with a 143. Incredible scenes so far. I think they are around, if I'm not mistaken, around just 7 tenths. Bless you, by the way. 7 tenths separating each other. So
yeah, King Venom, you can see that when he gets the power down, that car's square loose setup, but he's got the skills to tame it. And on the exit of the corners, you can see that car's just trying to get away from him, but he's just got such a deft touch here, clearly, and he's able to nurse the car through pretty much anything in the Ford GT, and he's doing a great job here. It looks like the only G's put himself provisionally on the front row with a 142.8. I'm sure these times are going to continue to drop down as the track progresses and these guys get more confident here in this qualifying session.
Intel's went off the track. He's not doing well right now.
Let's see, ALTEL.
Getting his tyres up to temperature. Looks like he's brought it into the pits, so he's not going to have that much time to get his tyres warmed up for another assault here in qualifying, but it's not great for Peanut. Obviously was second in our GT5 Janetta Championship. We saw the conclusion to that on Friday. Lost out in the championship to Motoring Morgan, which I'm sure he'll be upset about, but he'll be ready to go again next season. The GTE's not really his bread and butter, unfortunately. He's still very quick in them, but not quite as much as the GT5s, I would say.
In the meantime, crazy stuff has happened in the Tier 3 race while we are talking here in the qualifying. Chris Pisak and Kurt Hudson were tied on the points at the last race for Tier 3. So, absolutely insane. If you haven't seen that, definitely go watch that after the stream. But here we have Bowie, obviously the commentator. Oh yeah, there is no stream. Gosh, that's frustrating. Well, yeah,
unfortunately, our broadcaster Honey Badger disconnected during the stream, which is very unfortunate.
Well, it will be uploaded next time, but yeah, like they say, it's been tied on the points in T3, but that's absolutely incredible. Both have 82 points. Explain us the situation, Bowie. Bowie still got himself muted, unfortunately, but we'll see if we can get him for a second. Bowie?
Oh, is Bowie in the commentary box?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of surprise. But yeah, anyway, wait, there you go. Wait, give me 1 second, mate. Can you speak a little bit louder? Because we can barely hear you. Wait, no. But yeah,
I cannot hear him at all.
yeah, basically.
Cool.
So
Nothing.
we'll see if we can fix the audio. At least Bowie says since Chris Pissock has the highest finish out of both of them, Chris Pissock wins the GTE T3 championship. So congratulations to Chris. But it must have been a very difficult race for them at T3, especially the whole championship. I wonder how the race went. Obviously, we don't want to have too many spoilers, considering that the race is going to come up either tomorrow or the day afterwards. You're still very, very soft there, mate. But yeah.
I can't hear Bowie at all. I can hear nothing.
Same.
Just to put it out there. I can't hear a word. You might need to consider moving to another call.
In the meantime, D-Crocs, you guys, I'll mute him. Well, in the meantime, D-Crocs, they're in P4. I think he just lost that position to our fellow Dutchman, Ukbor. The fellow Dutchman of Bowie, I mean, at least. Unfortunately, he can't. Like we said, he has some issues with his audio. But yeah, D-Crocs obviously being a threat to him at the moment. He obviously has it all to gain for. And I would be scared if I was a D-Croc still, because with that 143, to be fair, in that 143 battle, he's got everything to lose at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly hasn't. D-Crocs with an outside chance of winning this championship, sat in 4th, I believe, in the standings with 200 points, after drop rounds included. So 25 points off of our championship leader, Thorsten Schmidt. It's definitely a long shot, but it is still a shot. He's still within a mathematical chance of taking the title. As we see, he's got a couple of guys here queuing up behind him in that slipstream. They're going to get a lovely tow here as we come up towards the bus stop chicane. Let's hope that these guys keep it clean. They're going to be jostling for track position here with only a couple of laps at most that they're going to get out of this session here. Currently sat P4 here, D-Crocs, and we've spoken to him a number of times. He's been on the podium quite a few times this season. It looks like he's brought it into the pits, so he's going to be maybe get a chance to do one more run in this session. Currently sat P4, he is high flying, so he might be okay. We've seen a battle here in qualifying between the only G and what looks to be, is that Honey Badger?
Oh, that will be an interesting battle. In the
No,
meantime,
it's not Honey Badger.
In the meantime, let's see if we can get Bowie back on the call. Bowie, tell us about the Tier 3 race.
Well, first of all, I hope my mic is working.
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
you're good.
now it's good.
There we go. Yeah, there was a problem in the streaming for Tier 3, which is very unfortunate, but I watched the entire race. It was a very good battle the entire time. And in the end, we had a very interesting result, because in the end, it seemed like Chris Pissock and Kurt Hodgson ended on the exact same points for the win of the championship.
So how did that get determined then? I mean, you already put it in the comments, but explain how the situation works then, because I mean, 82 points for all both drivers. That, I mean, you know, and that only in season 1.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part about it. It's just the same points, very good race from everyone, but it was determined by the final race in the end. Chris Pissock won it with 35 points. Which was the best result for both drivers, and in that case it is Chris Pissock who inevitably inherits the championship win.
So was there also a battle between both of them with I'm talking about like on track, or was it
for Chris? It wasn't very much of a battle. He was leading the race for a long time, just driving on his own, mindset to winning the championship, of course. And in the beginning stages of the race, there was a very big battle going on with 4 drivers for P2, up until I think the halfway point of the race, and afterwards the gaps started to appear, and there were less and less battles, but still a very interesting technique with pit stops and such. So in the end, it was a very interesting finish.
All right. Well, how do you see? I mean, because I don't know if you're going to get anything from Kurt Hodgson. How did he take the news? Did you already tell him, or?
We've put it in the chat. We didn't see anything, but it looks like Kurt is still happy with the second result. Of course, I mean, given the fact that he's pretty much won the championship, given the fact that he's on equal points, but just finishing a little bit too low in the second race or in this last race is just. I think he's still happy about being second, to be honest.
Because if I'm
sorry about cutting you off here, or anybody else, but I've just looked at the timings board, and Smithy has managed to get a 1 grid place penalty. It seems like.
must
Goodness
have been
me.
extending the pit lane at the end of the coming out of there. It's easy to do here at Daytona. Obviously, you've got the pit lane on the left, and then the track goes out onto the right, and lots of guys there getting very impatient on the exit and just cutting across that line. It's easily done. And Smithy, unfortunately, coming a cropper there. Looks like King Venom is going to take pole here in this one. Thorsten looks unable to set a time. Here he comes over the line. Currently, it's at P5. Thorsten,
He's up
and he
to
moves
P4.
up to P4.
Good
Yeah,
one.
right at the end of the session.
In the
Good lap
meantime,
there from Thorsten Schmidt, our championship leader. Only needs to finish on a podium in each of the sprint and the feature races to take the title here for Motive Racing. It should be a good one, and we're looking forward to this one. The only G and Ukbar doing a fantastic job there, up in third place. Great to see our Flying Dutchman riding high in this session. D-Crocs, Grenard C on the third row. Then we've got Honey Badger and Smithy, RDJ and ARTL completing the top
maybe
10.
Ollie is doing a time. Could you have a look?
Let's see if Ollie's out there on lap time. Yeah, it doesn't look to be. No, he's given up. That's it. That's the session over with for Ollie. The only G might be able to get himself up there. It looks like no, he can't improve. D-Crocs is just coming through into the bus stop chicane now. So D-Crocs looks like the only man who can put himself up on pole position and dethrone our current pole sitter, King Venom, as D-Crocs comes out onto the oval, onto the banking now. He's having a little bit
No,
of
he
a
quit it.
shaky line
He stopped
there.
it.
Looks like he's abandoned that attempt. So that is that there for qualifying for Tier 1, the finale of our GTE Championship. The championship is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Thorsten Schmidt, championship leader, qualifying in 4th place for our sprint race. The man who is 25 points behind the championship leader with a very outside shot, King Venom, is sat on pole position. So it'd be interesting if he can get himself up ahead of these guys and maybe start giving Thorsten a little bit of a hairy moment. Maybe Thorsten will start to feel the pressure once he sees King Venom driving off, if indeed that is the case. But he's certainly taken a dominant pole position. The only G doing a great job putting it on the front row in a cameo appearance here. We've got Ugbar and Thorsten Schmidt, D-Crocs and Grenad C, Honey Badger, Smithy, RDJ and ARTL completing the top 10.
Yeah, King Venom once again taking the cake, but like by a mile once again. It's not unusual for him to be that far up in qualifying. Usually he always wins the sprints, or always gets a podium on the sprints at least, and then he kind of backs off into that middle area in the features. Hopefully he will do the same here once again, but it really promises a lot. He has trained a lot, and it's visible in the time standings. He is up by a second and a half above everybody else on the grid. So we'll see what will happen. He's in front of the only G, our Indian Brit, who is down in second. A little bit of, one could say, a little bit sometimes of a controversial figure sometimes, but nevertheless he is there up in P2. So gentlemen, the only question is, what are we going to say? Who is our money on?
I'm going to place men on Thorsten. Like I said before, he has got a lot of potential. He has a very strong competitor. And like I said, he has quite a good amount of points ahead in the championship. So I feel like I'm going to keep my money on Thorsten.
What about you, Andy?
For me, I think that King Venom's going to take the win in this sprint race. I think Thorsten is going to follow him home in second. Or he just needs to bring it home in a podium spot in both of these races, and he's got the championship. So Thorsten, oh jeez, that was my PS4 falling on the floor there.
Good job, buddy. Good one.
But yeah, Thorsten, I think has got it all to lose, but he knows what he's got to do. I'm sure he'll handle business and bring it home. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Ollie obviously frustrated there, even in the chat saying that he didn't get a lap. Obviously, that must be frustrating on his end. I wonder why. I hope that maybe we can get an interview with him later and ask what happened, but we'll see what will happen. In the meantime, we are here at the sprint race, 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, here for the Daytona Grand Prix at the GTEs, the last race of the season, gentlemen. It's gone by quickly, as one is lagging, spazzing out on the right. But yeah, the season's gone by quickly. Unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to see it. It has been regardless, and we'll see if we can get the last sprint race from the GTEs underway. and then tomorrow, and then we'll get the feature race, and then tomorrow, obviously, let's not forget the Renault Clio Cups as well, who are over there, and then it will be the end of the season, unfortunately, gentlemen.
But just a quick shout out, season 2 starting up on the 4th of May. We've got a 2-week break until the start of our upcoming season, so plenty more action coming up on Motive Racing. Obviously, we're still a very, very new league. We can't forget, guys, we've been literally in existence for 5.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, we're still a baby, and we're going to continue to grow and keep striving for bigger and better things. But it's great to see where we've come so far in such a short space of time. Literally, 13th of March was the day when Motive Racing was created, and here we are on 20th of April, and you know, I'd say it's been a pretty successful opening season.
I know it has been. Maybe we want to check as well on the cockpit cam, see what people are watching, because I'm always interested in seeing how they turn, how they drive. It's, to me personally, I think it's great to also have these helmet cams, to put it in a way, because you know, I always want to know the mentality as we go live. We might want to go back on trackside, see if we can see.
We are about to go racing here for the sprint race, for the finale, ladies and gentlemen, here at Daytona Road Course. King Venom starting on the pole with the only G alongside him, Thorsten Schmidt and Ugbar behind these guys on the second row. The lights are almost about to go out. We're on a rolling start here, and it looks like we are underway, and a great start there on the right-hand side from the only G, as is no slightly ahead of King Venom coming into turn 1. Looks like King Venom racing a little bit later, and he's back up the inside into the lead. Thorsten Schmidt instantly gets past Ugbar up into P3. It looks like Granite Steve's going side by side with D-Crocs in the 5th and 6th place. We've got Honey Badger up to P7, RDJ dropping back. So RDJ looks like he's gone side by side there with Honey Badger, and onto the grass a little bit. Honey Badger there just pushing RDJ a little bit wide there, but RDJ looks like he's got the move up the inside there. Great stuff racing, and it looks like King Venom has got the lead here, but
not by much.
Absolutely hastening him through the opening sector there, Seb.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're also looking at the battle here with Forster Schmidt. Forster Schmidt losing a lot of place. He's losing against Ugbar, and that's a crash. That's a crash there with one of the Porsches. That's Rob who's out. Rob who's out.
RDJ gets pushed out. Yeah, disaster there. It looks like he got a little bit of encouragement from behind. Didn't see if that was Ugbar or Airtel, but somebody went absolutely steaming in there, but he's recovered it very, very quickly and has got it facing in the right direction. So RDJ not messing about, getting his head down and getting back in the game straight away. But looked like the only G there really wants to get on with this. And Ian, what do you make of this start from the only G, hassling King Venom?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I was not expecting this kind of battle. Only G, yeah, that's a really good driver. But I was not expecting them to be, you know, going up toe to toe like this against.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but there was a 2 wide between 4th and 5th. I was just gonna say, Andy, you might want to see how it's done.
Oh, there's somebody else. Dicrox is off.
Are you trying to say that I can't drive through your chicane or something?
I'm just saying you're a commentator for a reason, mate. In the meantime, Forsten Schmidt. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Dicrox went completely off in the end of that bus stop chicane.
Oh, you got another one.
Yeah, he's lost lots and lots of time down to P10 now. Dicrox, this is not how he would have wanted this to go. He's still got an outside shot at the championship as Dicrox currently sat 25 points off of Thorsten, but it's not going to do him any good in his push. As we see Granite Stee here moving up into P2.
Dicrox, if you're watching this, mate, you're not the only one. We've got another one here right in the commentary booth. So, but at least he took only himself out, so that's always great to see. In the meantime,
as we see Granite Stee getting loose there, coming out of the hairpin, and now it looks like Thorsten's going to have to move on the outside, and Granite Stee very sensibly lets him go in that one. In the background, we've got a battle here going on for P4. It looks like Ugbar's managed to get around Ollie Marr and up into 4th position, driving the orange Corvette. It looks like actually Ollie has gone back to the Corvette. Last week we saw him giving the Porsche a go in our previous round at Catalonia, but he's decided to go back to the Corvette, currently dicing with his teammate 4th and 5th, and Ugbar gets the upper hand in that little inter-team battle. Great stuff there from our Flying Dutchman. AFL is just half a second behind these guys, hunting them down. Smithy running in 7th place. We got Falguest here just behind these guys, the team of Porsches here.
Oh no, he crashes against the wall.
Running in mid-pack here.
He crashes against the wall.
Might have been a bit of lag there from Falguest, I'm not sure. But the only G has dropped down to 9th place. That is unfortunate there. We saw him running very high and pushing our race leader, King Venom, but it looks like he's made a mistake somewhere out there and he's dropped down to 9th place. That is absolutely gutting for G.
Obviously gutting for GG and Honey Badger, who kind of have a, let's say, not so friendly rivalry at the moment. obviously we hope that they can just keep it on the track, or even off the or even not on the track if need be. But if they are, which they probably are going to be next to each other at one point, considering that one is 9th and the other one is 11th, there is probably going to be some sort of dirty racing, don't you think, guys? I just feel it.
There's always going to be some kind of form of dirty racing. It's just whether we can catch it or not, so we can try and so that the
capitalize on it.
So the acquirer team can take advantage of that. And,
when you describe it as dirty racing, I think really the word for this stage of the season is to call it a cheeky, because obviously the tensions are going to be running high. People know this is their last chance to leave a mark.
No, not only that, but obviously as well, like, as we've seen there, they are not the best of friends, let's put it that way. They've kind of have this rivalry of Alonso and Hamilton back in the day when they both drove for McLaren. I don't know if you remember those times. But yeah, it will be interesting as we see there Smithy getting in front of ALTEL. Or the other way around, ALTEL getting in front of Smithy. Yeah, whatever, same thing. Shut up.
Just checking up on timings, and it looks like Smithy, Falguest, and the Honey Badger have all got a 1 second penalty on them.
Oh no, they all crashed out! They all crashed out, he's not the only one. All of them crashed out.
Oh.
They all seem to lose it by themselves there. There wasn't even any contact.
No, there was no contact over there.
The turbulent air really is proving to be a major factor here at Daytona, and we see this constantly with the high downforce setups for the infield section. But obviously these guys have got to be wary of that braking zone coming into the bus stop chicane, especially when you're running all in each other's slipstream. And unfortunately it looks like they're all just losing control of their nerves maybe a little bit, not just the car setup. And Falguest and AFL both spinning out, and Smithy even ran straight on over the bus stop chicane as well. So that is not what those guys would have wanted. Still running in mid-pack though, that's allowed the only G to move through up into 7th position. It looks like we've got a battle going on here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Thorsten has managed to put a little bit of breathing space between himself and Grandad Steve. Not much though, having said that.
Oh no, Grandad is losing it. Grandad lost it. Grandad just about lost it.
Yeah, he's well and truly binned it there, and he's off onto the grass. That's allowed Ugbar to move up into our final podium spot with his teammate Ollie Marr still in hot pursuit here. So that's incredibly unfortunate. Grandad Steve been running high in this race, had a great start to the race, and was running in 2nd place behind King Venom, but it's all gone to pot here, down into 5th, and he's going to fall back into the clutches of his teammate Smithy. So not at all what Grandad Steve would have wanted here.
Somebody went off, I think. I don't know who it was. No, they didn't.
Honey Badger's gone off.
Was it?
Honey Badger's lost it just over there as we speak. Very unfortunate. I mean, obviously, obviously that's not what he wants. He obviously wants to beat G.
I mean, you'll be glad to know that Honey Badger is usually a commentator here at Motive Racing.
Yeah, obviously. He commentated with us there at the GT5s last Friday. But obviously he wants, now it's all or nothing. Obviously when you're a driver you need to make sure that your head is cleared up for this race, but I can tell you he wants to get as much points as he can, especially to just prove a point to the community and also to himself that he's better than his rival at the moment.
Just going back on what you were saying around the car setups.
Sorry, there was a bit of a touch there with Ugbar, but just about everything just went fine. The Dutchman almost crashing against our German, but both of them just managed to save it there. Sorry Ian.
No, just going back on what you were saying about the car setups. I was listening into Aaron team radio during training for a good few weeks. He's actually been having a lot of trouble keeping those tires.
Oh, that is Forsten Schmidt against the wall.
Oh,
and they've both
steaming in there.
They've both lost it, and they're both in P3. Obviously, Forsten Schmidt wanting Ollie to give the position back, but the thing is, Ollie wasn't in that battle. He has nothing to give back to. He has no reason to give it back to. That's just not his battle.
Ollie, the lucky recipient there, and he will say thank you very much to those two for coming together, because that's allowed him to move up into P2. And Thorsten now, it's not going to help him in his battle here for the championship. Came into this round with a 25-point gap at the top of the standings, but Ugbar there just getting a little bit loose and maybe hot-headed, can see the podium spot in front of him. But whatever the reason, it's definitely cost Thorsten a little bit. But he's pulled right back onto Ollie here on the coming out of the banking and up to the start-finish line. You can see that Ollie is going very, very defensive very early on. You can see Thorsten's got a fantastic run, as has Ugbar. We're riding on board with Ugbar.
Oh no, that's Ollie losing it. Ollie losing it.
A little bit loose there. Yeah, we're going into the wall just a little bit, and very, very wide there through turn 1. Thorsten might think about pulling alongside, and Thorsten's going to be wary now because he can see the Flying Dutchman is right up his bumper here, and he might have to go defensive coming into the hairpin, and he's going to be pretty worried now, considering what happened in the previous lap with Ogbar running into the back of him. But Thorsten is still keeping a cool head, and he's going to be desperate to take the championship here in Motive Racing's GTE Championship, the inaugural GTE Championship. But Ogbar looks like he wants to get involved in this fight, which is very, very bold of our Flying Dutchman. And we just see a comment there from Smurf G, Ogbar's biggest fan, once again showing up in the chat saying, "Go Ogbar, go, you can do it." Well, at the moment Ogbar's doing a good job, but unfortunately that was not how to go for a move, what we saw this time a lap ago with Thorsten Schmidt, but still driving a good race so far.
And then we'll just go back to King Venom, which who has an astounding 14-second lead, and only 6 laps into this race.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, he does a great thing when it comes to offense, and in the sprint races he is almost unbeatable. But the problem is, when it comes to the feature races, his strategies are maybe not always the best. He usually always comes to the top, maybe 4th, maybe 3rd, somewhere around that area. But considering that there is a mandatory pit stop and there is double the laps for the feature race which is coming up, it is not always visible that he is the best driver. Obviously he's a great driver, but his pit strategies, he probably might want to work on that for the next season. As we see Ogbar trying to make a move through the outside, and there we see oh no, that is, I think was that Ogbar once again with
Ogbar running into the back of his teammate there.
Was that Ogbar once again with Thorsten Schmidt?
No, it was Ogbar on his teammate, Ollie Marr. Ollie Marr getting pushed out wide and costing them both time to our man in P2 now, Thorsten. Thorsten has been let off the hook a little bit with Ogbar there running into his teammate. So that's not, I don't think Ollie Marr will be very thankful towards him. I'm sure there will be a long talk about that in the debrief there at the Chevy team for the 2 guys in the orange livery, as we see there Ollie and Ogbar losing time here to our man in 2nd place.
As we have our tier 3 champion commenting, finally I can watch 2 top jobs, guys. Thank you very much, Chris. And also welcome to all the 22 people that are watching live on YouTube and on Twitch, twitch.tv/motiveracing. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe or follow us on YouTube or on Twitch. And if you want to join the action, join it on Discord. It's completely free, and the link is in the About section. So make sure you do that, and you can maybe become the new world champion in Season 2.
I've just been having a look at the Discord chat there, and apparently Chris did put in something. Apparently I had brake issues for the entire race for Tier 3.
So we still have Bowie here. Bowie, I don't know if Bowie's actually listening. He's probably off.
Yeah,
he's listening. He's listening. Wait, is he actually? Can he see the stream or not? Can he see? Is anybody share playing him?
I'm watching the stream on YouTube. I am, yeah.
Fair enough.
Someone
make a share play. Anyway.
I'll share play him.
I'm still busy.
Bowie, what do you make of what you've seen so far? Obviously in the championship battle, King Venom doing a great job, but Thorsten, Ollie and Ogbar, what do you make of this so far?
Well, of course I'm rooting for my fellow Dutchie. Gotta give it to him. But
that's Ogbar for those watching.
Venom is leading it right now by a very big gap. Like, it's 15 seconds right now, but the battle going on still for 3rd and 4th, and even 5th. It's insane.
Yeah, in the meantime, we might want to go back to XD Only G. He looks like he might have some problem from Grandad's D, but it looks like he can still kind of control it at the moment. 1.5 seconds remaining from everybody else, as we see there Ollie Marr trying to go in front of Thorsten Schmidt and Falgast as well. Well, Falgast is doing okay at the moment. We might want to go back to Ollie Marr and Thorsten Schmidt. They have had a nice battle over there. But as we just said, Chris Pisuk has said he had brake failures during the... don't laugh. It's a normal name.
No, it's not that. It's Smurf G. Smurf G just said I have to shut up with my comment for Ugbar.
No, don't laugh. It's fine. Okay. As if Clegg is a better... No, I'm joking. Anyway, um, I'm
Right, what's he about to say there?
was it noticeable in tier 3 that he had brake failures, or did it look smooth?
It looked really smooth, actually.
No, I meant for Bowie for tier 3, Chris Pissack.
Oh, I was in tier 3,
It
remember?
looked like he was driving very cleanly, to be honest. It didn't really show that he had any brake problems, but yeah, like I said, I mean, he was up front, just dominating the entire race. So even with that, it's insane. So I don't know.
In the meantime, Thorsten here, our championship leader, trying to fend off Ollie Marr here in the battle for second place. He doesn't have to finish in second place here as Thorsten. He can get a podium finish in each the sprint and the feature race and still take home the championship. But he's going to want to fight it with everything he can. He doesn't have to, but he well and truly wants to. Ollie Marr looking to shine here in the final round of the season and show everyone what he's capable of as we come into the hairpin, and we can see there Thorsten just doing a nice consistent job, and Ollie will be wary of going for a move because he knows that Thorsten, current championship leader, if he ends up taking Thorsten out, he's not going to be a very popular boy. So he's going to have to get it done cleanly if he wants to get past our German driver. We're into the final 5 minutes here of this sprint race, and King Venom doing a fantastic job up front, but it's all about this battle here for P2. Who's it going to be, Thorsten or Ollie Marr? It's been a great battle between these guys, and they've kept it clean so far. Same, unfortunately, can't be said for our Flying Dutchman Ugbar. But we know he's usually a clean racer, so we couldn't let that one slide from one occurrence.
Yeah,
or two, maybe.
as you were apparently laughing about that, I'll just say it's Murphy said that he needs to shut up about his comment, because every time that he roots for Ugbar, he crashes.
Exactly.
It's been happening for the past couple of races, right? I mean, I don't want to say that Smurfy is bad luck, but every time that someone mentions Ugbar, I don't know what happens, but it's just, you know, commentary curse, something like that. No, not because Smurfy is not a commentator. But comment
curse. See here,
curse.
Ollie Marr looking to the outside here of Thorsten Schmidt coming into turn 1. Thorsten really late on the
Honey
brakes,
Badger's
but
just
he
went
overshoots
into
it a little bit going through turn 1. And once again, Ollie just trying to undercut him, but Thorsten doing a great job here of holding on. And Ollie looking ducking left and right and trying to poke it underneath him, but once again, Thorsten staying firm and holding his nerve here. Ollie Marr can't find a way past him for the time being.
Honey Badger just went. Honey Badger went into the. Honey Badger went off of the second corner into the barrier and is allowed. What's his name? It's allowed King Venom to catch right up to him for a potential overlap.
Commentating? No, well, anyway, King Venom, as we can see, 20 minutes, Jesus Christ, 20 seconds. Hold on. Whoa, he's not that fast.
Whoa.
20 seconds.
Tour de France is this?
You mean Tour de France? You mean Le Mans?
Never mind. No.
You mean the bicycle thing?
Yeah, Le Mans. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, are you that old that you watch the Tour de France? Anyway, we'll talk about this later. King Venom doing great, under 3 minutes, and he's been first from start to finish. Almost. Well, it's not really a finish just yet, but you get my drift.
Semi-finish.
Starts at the current point here. He's led this race from the outset, and we can see here Thorsten once again having pressure now from Ollie Marr. Ollie Marr looks to the outside here as they come up over the line, and it looks like Ollie's got the move before they even get to the start-finish line. Can Thorsten try and respond here and try and distract Ollie in the mirrors? Ollie going defensive in here into turn 1, and Ollie goes very, very wide there. Thorsten once again running alongside him and suckers him on the exit at the corner. Once again there, Thorsten just returning the favour, and he doesn't need to get involved in this battle, but he wants to. Flash of the light there from Thorsten saying good racing there. Ollie Marr looked like he had P2, but then just got a little bit too hot-headed under the brakes there into turn 1.
Ollie Marr, of course.
That was a
Go
very clean overtake. Very clean overtake. He knew what he wanted. They took it and did that in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is Ollie Marr only has about under a minute left to try to gain that position back. As we see here, Ugbar, the man with a lot of crashes today, a lot of incidents today, a lot of bad luck, one may say.
And a 1 second penalty.
But still running very high.
He's still running very high in comparison to the rest. He's 4.5 seconds, even 5 seconds now in front. Oh, Jesus Christ! That makes an incredible jump over there. 10 points. In front of G, which is still insane if you think about all the bad momentum that he had. As we see there, Olimar trying to make a move through the outside. He goes onto the grass. He's doing an Andy, and he comes back onto the field, and he still stays P3. Forsten Schmidt still obviously liking that move and obviously taking advantage of that.
For the record, I never actually went on the grass. It was Malik and Upar.
Yeah, of course, and you didn't crash against two other people. Yeah, and you know, it's always
you
the
went
same
into the
with
grass
these
in the
guys.
middle. You went into the grass in the middle.
Don't worry, it's pointless.
I might have
It's
given them a bit of
pointless. It's
encouragement,
pointless.
but
Like
it wasn't me on the grass.
I can legit do better and make it easier on myself and try to fucking get a wall to turn into Scientology rather than to.
This is a PG stream here at Motive Racing. We do not condone any type of colourful language coming here.
Did I say anything colourful?
Our esteemed streamer and commentator
Did
here,
I say
Sebastian.
anything?
Apologies
What
there
did
for
I
the
say?
language you may have experienced there. Any children watching, please go to bed and to avoid hearing any more of this vile, abusive language here from.
But I'd have an easier time turning a wall into Scientology rather than turning Andy into an honest guy. That's what I'm trying to say. Because he invents more and more stuff. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, Ty is done, and we are now in the last lap. King Venom obviously finishing over there, 21 seconds in front of anybody else. I mean, King Venom's just been insane. It's like it's been too easy for him.
He has, and he knows he's got to win both races to really stand a realistic chance of winning the championship. As we've said, an outside bet in this one. 200 currently sat on 200 points to our championship leader Thorsten's 225. King Venom takes the victory, but it's going to be Thorsten coming round in second place, and
Commentator's
King Venom's
curse,
going to
Andy.
gain. Thorsten is going to extend. Oh, it's close though. Having said that, Ollie's definitely closing on him as they come up towards the line. Has Ollie got a penalty though? I believe. No, he hasn't.
No, he
So
doesn't.
this is a race to the line here.
Yep.
So it looks like Thorsten's got it, but Ollie into the slipstream here, coming up on the final left-hander, and it looks like it's going to be very close. But Thorsten's going to hold on.
No.
He's going to hold on.
Oh, it's just going to be Forsten Schmidt. The German just takes it from Olimar. Incredible scenes, and then Akbar obviously there in the back for a second. I thought it was going to be a crash on the line. I got scared there for a second. I thought that it was going to be like a Ryan Newman accident. Obviously, thank God he's okay and he's safe. But I just saw that as Olimar tried to make that move. Obviously, we're all happy that Ryan Newman in real life is okay and is driving still for NASCAR. But yeah, Forsten Schmidt second, being able to defend from the Brit, and then Akbar down in fourth.
It's good to see the only G coming back through the field, and after his early woes up into fifth. D Crocs, one of our 4 championship contenders, looks like he's going to be out of it after this one, down in sixth. Smithy looks like it's going to be over for him, 7th place in this race. We're not quite sure what the standings are, but we will work it out in the intermission. We've got a few minutes to work it out before we start the feature race. I think it's pretty much down to Thorsten and King Venom now. The gap between those two was 25 points and 225. King Venom 200. King Venom picks up 36 points, 1 for fastest lap. No, 37 points, 1 for fastest lap, 1 for pole position, and 1 for the win, and 35 for the win.
I think people aren't gonna remember this, Andy, but
Thorsten picks up 30 for second place. So King Venom gains 7 points on him. That's a 7 point swing in favour of King Venom, which means that he's now 18 points behind our leader. So the gap at the top of the championship between our championship leader Thorsten and King Venom in second, 18 points coming into our feature race. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be an absolutely cracking end to the season. So if my calculations are correct,
yeah,
I believe that Thorsten needs to finish 7th or higher in the feature race, and he is Motive Racing's GTE champion for our inaugural season here. It's all to play for, but Thorsten definitely with the ball in his court only has to finish in P7 or higher.
Yeah.
So it's game on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people are going to remember the standings just yet there, Andy. I mean, It's a
Yeah, but
difficult one,
Seb,
but
all they have
JR.
to remember is that Thorsten has to finish 7th or higher. It's
Yeah,
a pretty
that's
simple
fine.
concept,
That's
mate.
fine.
To be
That's fine.
fair,
JR says here
pretty
there's
simple, isn't it?
there's like 10 points separate top for the top 4
7.
spots.
Thorsten 7 or higher means win championship.
Yes, but
There we go.
okay. Well, here JR just wrote here. There's only a 10-point separation from top 4. So it will be interesting nevertheless. We will be right back with trying to create a feature race. We will be back in about a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Give us about 15 minutes. And maybe, hopefully, in the meantime, we can get an interview with King Venom or with any one of those as we try to create our feature race, gentlemen.
We're going to go to a quick intermission and we'll be back very, very shortly.
these things happen once again. Once a year again, we are here at the last qualifying for the feature race. 1 minute to go. The top 5 cannot qualify, cannot do qualifying because they will stay at the back. But for the rest of the field there, it's all good to go. But as we are speaking, quite a big revelation has happened in the Tier 3 race. This can only happen in motive racing, Bowie. I don't know if Bowie's there. Yep.
He's probably eating again.
Bowie,
I'm not eating.
tell us about the Tier 3.
I'm gonna put it up right now. It is not only the Tier 3 of GTE, but every standing that I'm doing right now. We've decided that the drop-off standings, there were also included races where a person would score 0 points, as in did not finish the race or did not race at all. It would seem that unfair because a certain person would then drive all races and get, for instance, 20 points deducted, versus a person who hasn't raced full season who gets deducted 0 points. That wouldn't seem fair in the end standings, so we've decided that the only points that will be deducted is from all finished races.
Oh, Grant C crashes it and loses it. Yeah, so, sorry, continue.
So what that meaning is that if you finish a race with 1 point or with 30 points, those are the races or the points that will be deducted. If you finish with 0 points, they won't be deducted. So the standings will be a little bit changed here and there, but if it's all good, I will have it all done by tonight in every championship.
Yeah, so what that means is that Chris
basically,
Pissack...
the idea of a drop round is that everyone drops their worst result. That's what it is.
So
Yeah,
what that
every
means is
finish.
that so far Chris Pissack is not champion, ladies and gentlemen. And it actually goes to Bowie.
Actually goes to... Hang on, I need to see actually. I'm totally not there. It goes to Gypsy George.
It goes to Gypsy George. Obviously, both of them finished with 82 points in the standings, but only one can have the final say, and that is Gypsy George, who finished in
the
P1.
ending, in the
Just
ending,
at
it
the
actually
end.
was a little bit different in the points as well, since the drop-off standings were changed. So different points get deducted. Which meant Gypsy George won with 71 points. Chris Pissack won second with 62. And then we actually had Kurt Hodgson and Emo Guy tied for third with 57 points.
You could not ride it if you try, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Tier 3 so far. Well, it's the end actually, not so far. It's the end with the Tier 3. We are not focusing on the qualifying. D-Crocs here is first place, ALTL in second, and Falgest in third. It is a British 2 till 10, I suppose, or something along those lines. So yeah, D-Crocs at the top. He, the only American on the field, needs to make sure he can defend him from the Brits in his home turf. Sorry, you were gonna say something, Bowie.
There's been another major thing changed in the Tier 2 standings.
I'm interested.
It is, in the end, not Ayrton Stefano who inherits the win in the standings.
You're gonna
is
kid him.
the
You're gonna
boss.
be kidding me.
Stefano that inherits the win.
Oh my goodness me. So Ayrton Stefano gave the position to got the position from his dad.
Well, because after their worst results gets taken away, it's Ayrton that wins.
No,
All right, so
Well,
we
so
will.
that's the
we
one
will-
who's-
it actually was Ayrton that won the championship, but since the new form with the drop-off that we just taken place, Sebas inherits the win with a 20-point gap. Which also means Sebas is now the first two-time champion in motor racing, GT5 and GTE.
Incredible. GT5. He's already done it in the first season of motive racing as well.
Yes.
Jesus, man.
So the results that I had on the sheet before weren't actually the drop results. They
No,
were.
those were before the drop.
Yes.
Ah.
So
Slow me
Sebas
down, boys.
obviously
Slow me
gives.
down.
Sebas obviously tried to give the position to Ayrton Stefano for him to get a better chance at winning the championship, but alas, it meant it was a beautiful scene, but I have Ford versus Le Mans 66 type vibes, man.
I would like to remind all the viewers that the drop-off standings that we've got in front of them. These are the drop-off standings. And currently Thorsten Schmidt leading the championship by 18 points going into this final feature race, ahead of King Venom in second, Smithy's in third on 227. Then we have D-Crocs on 223. These are the drop-off standings. So this is representative of the current order that we're seeing. Thorsten with the box seat only has to finish in 7th to take the championship. Guys, do we have our money on Thorsten, or do we think King Venom can do it?
Sebas wanting to give the championship to his son. We'll see if that's possible, obviously.
Back on that point, do we think Thorsten is going to hold on? Only has to finish in 7th in this feature race to take the title?
It won't be easy, but it isn't impossible. We've seen Thorsten doing easier things. The problem is, Sebas, just to explain it to him, there are drop rounds. We'll explain it to you after the race. But yeah, Thorsten, it will be easy enough, obviously, with that coming, with the I mean, 7th place and stuff like that. It should be fine. It's not that difficult of a challenge for him. Obviously, it would be difficult, but we're talking about Force, and we're talking about King Venom. They're the two top dogs over here at the Tier 1 race. So we will have to see what will happen. We are here 18 laps remaining for the finish line. And then the end of season 1 of the GTEs, gentlemen. Anything to say about that? I mean, I think it's gone by quick.
Well, from what I've raced,
you've got the results wrong. You've got the results wrong, Bowie.
All right, but we'll
talk
about that.
Ayrton doesn't drop any points because he missed the first round. That is his drop round.
No. So that's. Can you
That
guys
is
talk
not-
about? Can you guys?
No.
talk about
The
it
rules.
Wait,
The rules.
I'm going to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about this. The rules were actually brought in to mean that those who missed a round wouldn't lose as many points. So actually, on the technicality there, Ayrton is the champion, I believe. We'll have to discuss it after the race, but
We'll talk about
I
it
think
after
you made a
the
mistake
race,
there.
and we'll get to you guys after on to, or we'll get to you guys
Ayrton
tomorrow.
drops no points. Ayrton drops no points because he missed the first round.
So that
He doesn't drop any points.
so if that's set, then it would also mean that that Thingy is back.
Oh, here
champion.
we go.
Here we
Here
go.
We're about to go racing here for the feature race. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen, here for Motive Racing's GTE Championship. Is it going to be Thorsten, King Venom, Smithy, or D-Crocs? We are about to go
And
lights
we're
out
off.
here. We've got ASL lining up on the
Here we
front,
go.
D-Crocs alongside him, and we're underway. Flash of lights there from Honey Badger on the second row there as we get going here and charge towards turn 1. ASL has the outside line. D-Crocs puts out the inside into P1. Looks like Honey Badger's up into P3.
Why?
And we see
Someone's
somebody
going wide.
off in the background now. It looks like it might have been. Is that?
It's RDJ.
It's RDJ
RDJ
once
there getting
again.
loose.
Once again.
Disaster start there for him. Looks like Granite Stage running
Four-man
in P5.
crash.
Looks like Ollie Mars with a great start. Ollie
Who?
Mars from the back of the grid up into sixth
Six-man
place. We've got
crash.
Oakfarm also likewise making his way through the pack as well as King Venom. And King Venom looks like he's had a mistake there as he goes side by
Oh.
side with RDJ. Looks like he has got the position though ahead of RDJ.
Sorry to cut you off here, Andy, but Forster is all the way back down in 11th, I believe.
He crashed.
It was a
Unfortunately,
5-man
missed
pile up.
Oh, but as you see there, Thorsten diving up the inside there of RDJ up into 10th place. So the two championship contenders are 9th and 10th. So they're right next to each other here, and they're going to be trying to make through they're going to be likewise making their way through the back of the pack here. We can see that obviously starting at the back due to their prominence in the sprint race. So Thorsten currently in a good position, just tailgating. Here's the man who could take the championship away from him, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to go out on this season on a high and taking the feature race win, along with possibly the championship if indeed he can
there's a
maintain
big battle,
this
there's
type
a
of
big
form that
battle
we're
there.
seeing right now.
Sorry to cut you off there. There's a big battle for P8 or P7 even. And that's Smithy.
Oh,
Smithy
Smithy's
made a
lost
mistake.
it.
Smithy made a mistake. And the only G as well. The only G and Smithy probably having made contact over there. That's not what you want to see at the first lap. So much action that we've unfortunately just about seen.
Smithy's already incurred a 1-second penalty.
Yeah, not only that, Honey Badger obviously having the time of his life, considering that his rival is down in P13, he's up in P4, obviously he wants to get that podium too. show off. But is he going to do it? I think he's at a comfortable state at the moment. People also still have to think about their pits in the meantime. As we watch here, Honey Badger seeing all of this happen, all of the stuff happen in front of him for P1.
Well, it was a very awkward start there for at least 5 or 6
Oh, yeah.
drivers.
Sorry there to cut you
Oh.
off there, Ian, but Honey Badger made a move there on the outside and almost made it. But Felgas there beautifully on the inside, defended very nicely over there. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry
you
to
saw
interrupt you
Falcons,
there.
just taking a normal racing line, and there's no way around there for Honey Badger. Sorry, Ian.
No, you're fine. It's just to say it was a very awkward start there for at least 5 or 6 different people being involved in that coming up on second corner crash. I didn't actually get who actually caused that crash, but it was from what I've saw, it was absolutely a horrible crash for a lot of people involved.
Yeah, we see there in front of him Bowie and, sorry, not Bowie, Falgast and ALTEL, who are battling it out both in the Porsches. They're in front of him. I think that's a Ford that's just in front of him. And oh, Honey Badger loses it! Honey Badger loses it!
Yellow flag on the exit. It looks like he's got it. Oh, way out of the way there. Had to spin the car and try and avoid getting in the way of these guys. Staying off the racing line. Very sensible
Beautiful
and
camera
patient
angle.
driving there from Honey Badger, waiting for almost the whole field to go past there. That is an agonising sight for any racing driver. And here we see the battle here for P1. It's currently Decrox holding on, but Peanut looking to the left and looking to the right. Can he make it move as he comes round to complete lap 2 here? Looks like Decrox is going to go a defensive line here, coming up towards turn 1. Can Peanut go for a move up the inside? He looks like he's going to go wide, but almost getting it wide onto the tarmac on the right hand side there, using the runoff area to his advantage and keeping it going good. Falgas just watching this all unfold in front of him as we see once again Peanut looking to the left hand side. AOTEL, for those watching at home, is nicknamed Peanut by his fellow drivers, and here we see Decrox once again trying to fend him off. And Peanut looks like he wants to get on with this and try and end this GTE championship on a high. Falgas just waiting in the wings, watching and hoping that these guys will trip over each other in some way. I'm sure that he'd like to get the move done on track if possible as well. But
Right,
just hoping that he can get involved in this action.
Just a quick development here. It seems that Smithy has retired and disconnected from this race.
Very unfortunate there for Smithy.
Venom has
But,
already taken his mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, and Thorsten Schmidt currently sat in P7, deciding to not take the pit stop just yet. He looks like he's right behind Ugbar here, and this is about 6th and 7th. But we're going to stay with this battle here because this is the battle
Oh,
for
somebody's
the lead.
off.
Decrox
Somebody's off.
still
It's
doing a
Badger.
good job here.
Badger off
And
once
Badger
again, and we
off
see
the
there in
race.
front of him.
Oh, just
Olimar
see
also
AFL
losing.
get very loose.
Sorry, ALTEL losing it as well. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my goodness me. Falgast just about avoided collision twice over there
Oh,
against
Honey
ALTEL.
Badger has retired as well. Honey Badger is retired as well.
Honey Badger has retired. That's very unfortunate. Obviously, he was there in P4. Obviously, wanted to show something in front of his rival, and then it's just gone all wrong. I think he cracked under the pressure, and that's very unfortunate to see what's happening over there. We'll get back into the replays over there. Let's see what's happening. Oh yeah, you can see here, just avoids ALTEL twice into that Porsche. We can look at that once again as we see what's happening over Falgast. Obviously, very unfortunate as we see him. But Falgast made a nice recovery from that though.
Well, it's like I said before, during the first race, it's so easy to lose yourself on this track. Even if you clip the grass a little bit, you're going to spin. And then it's just you're gonna ruin your position.
Turi Richard saying, "Take a picture. King Venom is last. LOL." So there's a bit of rivalry
yes.
going over there. But yeah, he is. So that's surprising.
Yeah, he has taken a
Yeah, I
lot
think it's
longer
just a
to
once
catch
in a
up.
lifetime opportunity there. You're never ever going to
Yeah.
see King Venom in last place ever again, and it's down to the mandatory pit stop that we've got here in this feature race. But he's currently 29 seconds off the lead, so once all these front runners come into the pits, he's going to be in the box seat, and he's running in clear air, let's not forget, which is going to give him a fantastic chance come the end of the race. He can now get the hammer down without the bother of traffic, without the bother of fighting amongst it.
Oh,
We see
Falgast
there,
makes-
getting very wide there onto the grass, and that has allowed Olimar up into P3. Very unfortunate there for Falgast, gets it going once again, and still right on the back of Ollie. Might have a chance in the slipstream here as we come out onto the banking. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th, and Falgast obviously feeling the pressure here, had Ollie up behind him for a couple of laps, and in the end just cracked under the pressure that Ollie was putting under him. And Grandad Stee is also trying to get involved in this action. in 5th place
And
as well.
just a quick update on the timings. Grandad Steve and Akbar have both generated a 1 second penalty between them.
Anyway, as we see here, I mean, Forsten Schmidt on P7, gentlemen. So he is where he needs to be, but nothing more. He does his limit, and that's about it.
Well, I feel like if he wants to push for a good few more stop points, just so he has that little bit more comfort ahead of King Venom. Sorry, he just wants to get move up those spots a little bit more, just to get a couple more points, just to give himself that comfortable spot in first place. So I don't think he's just going to settle first. I have a feeling he's going to push for more. And that's looking at the times again. Akbar has generated a 3 second penalty now.
So also Rob, in the meantime, he's gone for a long pit stop, longer than usual. I mean, and very early as well. It's just a 5th lap. I mean, Bowie, you race a lot with Rob. What do you think is? You raced a lot with him yesterday. What do you think his strategy is? Does he want to get an early pit stop and just get in front of everybody else, or does he just want to get in front of a certain person or get in a certain position at this point? As he's muted himself again.
No, Bobby's not here anyway. He left off about 10 minutes ago.
Oh jeez. Oh my goodness me. All right. Well, Andy, you've raced with him as well. What do you think then? As he left.
King Venom.
Yeah. No. With Rob. Rob went in for an early pit stop.
Yeah, RDJ there. Well, he's a minute off the pace, so it looks like he's pretty much out of this race.
He's gone for a long pit stop. What do you think? I mean, what do you think his strategy is at this point? Do you think because you've raced a lot with him, do you want him to be? Do you think he wants to undercut everyone, or just a certain person, or just wants to stay in a certain position?
To me, it looks like his pit stop was all about damage limitation. He's had a horrible start here to this feature race, not the way he would have wanted to round off this season, and I think that pit stop was just about getting the car sorted out so we can actually enjoy the rest of this race and maximise the pace, because he's not going to be getting some good points in this one. He's 12th place and he's 31 seconds behind 11th place. So bear in mind, even once 11th place comes in, which is H2 Malik, he's still more than likely to be behind him. So it's about just enjoying the rest of the race here for RDJ and trying to get some good laps in and having a respectable end to the season. But it's been a horrible feature race so far.
Yeah, JR is saying that he tried. Sorry, JR is saying that Rob tried to mimic King and that he doesn't want to be undercutted. But in the meantime, as we talk about King, he is now side by side with Falgast at the moment. Falgast, however, closing the door beautifully, and now he has all the way, and now he can get in front of DJ Phil.
Right now, if you want to go back to first and second, as we have a beautiful little battle going on here for first place between Dicrox and Aerontel.
Aeltel and Decrox there over there. Let's see what will happen. Aeltel looking through the inside. The Decrox also leaving it over there. He closes that door just about Aeltel, giving Aeltel no room. And there Aeltel tries to make a move through the outside, maybe brake a little bit later, but it doesn't work. And that allows Aeltel to stay at the position that he is.
Beautiful display of racing. Oh, Intel went wide. Oh, but he's kept himself on the track.
That brakes will be getting hot, being stuck in that turbulent air behind D-Crocs, and that car's going to be probably pining for some clear air. I think ASL will probably do well to bring it in for his mandatory pit stop right about now and get in some clear air and potentially get himself ahead of D-Crocs through the undercut. We were talking about the undercut a little bit earlier on. It's something that definitely works around Daytona. So ARTL now really has to bring in that car to the pits to avoid losing more time here behind D-Crocs.
Because the more that these two battle, the more it allows King Venom to catch up, because battling somebody on this track really does slow you down.
Just making a point, gents. RDJ's retired from the race from 12th place.
Oh,
that's a shame. I mean, he had a difficult race, and it's obviously not the way that he wants to end it, but it happens. As you see, Grandad's T and Ollie Moore going too wide, And Olimar takes the position, and that's all she wrote. He is currently over there, and we see in the back as well, too wide with 5th and 6th. That was Forsten Schmidt and Oakbar Forsten now in 5th place. And Granat Stee is now looking to get into the podium position. He is now close to Olimar over there. And as we, just before you guys say something, as we also see, Furry Richard is quite a big competitor to King. He says it looks like they have some rivalry or something like that. He says it's not King Venom, it is Carnage Venom. So not the nicest words for King, as he is up in 8th, however. So he's not doing too bad, however, Furry.
He's definitely bringing himself back up the field. He's a little bit off pace from what we've seen of him before. I was going up against him in the Tier 1 race a couple of weeks back, and he went from last up to first within like 3 or 4 laps. So right now he's just not setting a good pace.
Granat Stee looking still through if he can make a move on Olimar. It's been a nice journey with you fellas. I mean, we can see still the amount of passion that all these drivers have. You can just see in the driving as Granat Stee is having a look through the inside on Olimar. But like I want to say, this season has gone quickly. And I hope to see you guys as well once again in season 2, fellas.
Oh yeah, I only joined joined like 2 weeks after the whole community was set up, and I've loved every single second of what I've been part of.
There's a problem over there. There is a problem over there. One is going wide. One is going wide. That is. It looks like it could be
Dicrox
or Decrox.
No,
Yeah, either one.
Dicrox.
Yeah, it could have been either one. It is Decrox. You're right, but yeah, not the stuff you want to see. But 3 wide and no one crashed.
But I have a feeling Dicrox is going to incur a penalty for not saw him slow down at all after cutting that chicane. Dicrox going in for his mandatory pit right now.
I mean, that's a smart move to slow down anyway. So.
Oh yeah, you're gonna lose positions anyway, even if you do, even if you don't slow down, because you're gonna have to go for your pit anyway.
Yeah. Andy, I mean, what do you think of the 3 wide thing? I mean, you've had experience on that. It's not gone really well for you. That's not me trying to crack jokes. That's just the way that it was, unfortunately, for you, GT5. But this ended up a little bit better, don't you think? I mean, what do you think of the situation that just happened?
Yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. When you've got drivers who are aware of each other's space and know when there's somebody going up there inside, then you've not got a problem. It's when the driver who's ahead or was ahead and has fallen behind then tries to outbrake themselves and hold it around the outside when it's not going to happen. You should give the right of way to the guy who's going up the inside, especially if they're ahead of you. It's always important to be conscientious of your fellow racers and give them the room when they're putting their nose there. And that's what we saw with these guys, marshalling themselves to the best of their ability, and that's what you get here at Motive Racing: clean, fast, fair racing.
Foul guest.
Well, for me, for that, sorry, go.
Sorry. Go ahead.
For me, for that,
Ayatel loses the car. Ayatel's binned it, coming through the bus stop chicane, and we've got a yellow flag as he loses out there to Olimar. And Grandad Stee also picks up the 2nd position. Peanut there with an absolute disaster at the halfway point here in this feature race. He was running so well, but he's down to 5th place, 9 seconds off the pace. That is absolutely gutting there, gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, Ailtel had a difficult time, but it's frustrating to see this, especially for him. But he is still in the battle. He does have quite a bit of time ahead of him, but you also have to keep in mind that a lot of people still have to pit. So the battle is not done for him, not in a long shot.
Just like I was saying there just before, Intel
Crashed.
cut off the track. In terms of that bus stop chicane, with those everybody going free, with everybody going free wide, I think in that case when Dicrox went over the chicane, everybody was just too focused on what was going on around them instead of being focused on the track. They were just trying to stay out of each other's way, make sure there wasn't any arguments.
G is having a bit of an issue there. He's getting followed by King Venom. If you can have a look at what's happening with him, with the only G and Venom. He's being followed by him, but 9/10 remaining. But it looks like King Venom could make a move any second now for P5. Obviously, only
Yeah, still
6
running
tenths.
very, very close.
He
Yeah,
was
it's nothing but
sorry, yeah, he was 9/10 down there. Now he's already 6/10 away. So King Venom really using his advantage, especially with that speed, and of course an American car in an American track. I mean that just can't go wrong.
just hearing the gentleman in the chat, Fury Richard, is actually Richie95, who we've seen many a time racing in our Tier 2 this season in our GTEs. As we see there in front of these guys, AFL's lost it once again. Looks like those tyres are starting to go off, and now the Only G and King Venom are going to be absolutely raging through around this banking to complete what is lap 10 of this race. Peanut is really struggling there, and you saw the Only G flashing his lights there.
It's
and
too
allowing
wide.
King Venom to take the position. So King Venom, within 19 seconds
if you
of
can
our
get
race leader,
trackside.
Olimar, it looks like King Venom is going to take the race win as it stands, because he's running 18 seconds behind our race leader, who's still yet to pit. Also, just a quick update on the championship. Our championship leader, Thorsten, came into this final race with an 18-point lead, and he is currently running in P3 in this race. Looking at my timing screens, if I'm correct, I think he's going to come out around 6th or 7th, which is, very, very interestingly, actually where he needs to finish in order to take the championship. So this is going to be pretty close if King Venom indeed can take the victory here.
Hold on, gents. It would appear that Intel did absolutely completely miss his pit stop. Yeah, crew.
Who?
And that must have Intel.
Anto. Oh,
Yeah,
so
he completely missed his pit stop.
There, you're absolutely right, Ian.
It's, like I said, I was saying earlier on about him. I've been listening into his team radio, during practice quite a few times now, and he's just been having an absolute horrible time trying to keep that car going straight.
so yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely all gone horribly wrong there. AirTel was running in a prominent position, was battling with the lead with Olimar for a number of laps, but had to spin at the bus stop, and then a couple of laps later did the same thing at the exact same corner, found himself being passed by King Venom and the Only G you just saw just a lap ago, and now with the worst possible pit stop finds himself 1 minute and 13 seconds off the race leader, and I think his chances of a decent points paying finish in this race seem to have gone away. But currently riding with our net race leader here, King Venom, who is still in with a chance of taking the championship here, currently in second in the championship going into this race, 18 points behind championship leader Thorsten Schmidt, currently running in P3 but still yet to make his mandatory stop when he does emerge from the pit lane. Having a look at the timing screens now,
Yes.
I think he should come out around 5th. So Thorsten, here he is.
Oh, we have a,
Sorry,
we have a
gentlemen,
battle
can we have a
going on
look?
with
Yeah, that's just what I want to
Thorsten
say.
Schmidt.
Can we have a look at Thorsten Schmidt, who is now trying to battle against Grandad Stee?
But if he can stay where he is and keep it going as he is, then he's going to take the championship. He should come out of the pits around 5th or 6th when he actually makes his pit stop.
Yeah, Grandad Stee currently has a 1 second penalty, Ugbar a 3 second, Felguest a 2 second. It looks like Peanut is just retired from the race.
Very unfortunate there for ALTEL. He's out of this one. We've got 10 runners left here in our feature race for Tier 1. And it's all gone down to the wire here as this one, the championship battle. It's been an absolutely phenomenal season. It's been a pleasure to have been joined by both of you this season. Obviously, Seb, I've been with you for most of this season.
Yes,
Ian,
sir.
it's good to have you on our commentary team. It's delighted to have you here.
It's good to
on
be
board.
here, man. It's good to be here once again, man. I missed this. Obviously, I had to take a bit of a thing more of in the back, and with life, it's difficult, but we're getting there as Grandad Stee is getting in the pits.
Forsten inherits second place for now.
Yeah, Forsten is in second, but yeah, he still needs to go to the pits. Let's not forget.
Brilliant pit
yeah,
stop
but
there from Grandad Stee.
Yeah, very
He
good.
is catching up with the race leader of all 8, but he's only 3.5 seconds behind at the current second.
Yeah, Forsten Schmidt, however, having a look at Olimar. Olimar obviously in first place. King Venom looking at third place. It will be very interesting to see how this will end up, because anything can happen. Like I always say, it's not over till it's over.
Oh yeah, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Isn't it? I believe
Shit.
it when the fat lady sings.
No, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Gotcha. I heard it from the Indian dude from what used to be Force India. He used to say I believe it when the Indian sings. When the fat lady sings.
Well, let it go since you're not really good with English.
It's second
To be fair,
language. Second language.
I prefer that it's not over till it's over.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
That's a
easier.
bit
It's
more
easier.
simplistic. It's just much easier. It's basically what it means.
But yeah, Forsten Schmidt coming back to racing. Forsten Schmidt obviously looking if he can do anything to Olimar. I think Olimar already made a pit stop if I'm not mistaken, but Forsten still needs to go if my calculations are if my memory is correct. But then again,
Oh
my
yeah,
memory
Forsten
failed
still
me.
has to go.
Then again, my memory failed me a couple times, so I thank you for the for saying that I'm right, because I like that when people say I'm right. You know, that's always.
No,
good
it's
to
the truth, and there's no point. Well, but would we really, lie to you and make you, doubt your own mind?
know. Yes.
Oh yeah, but we won't do that right now.
Yeah, fair enough. So, but yeah, Forsten Schmidt, what do you guys think about his battle with Olimar?
Oh,
I
he's,
think at the moment
he's
they're
definitely.
gaps.
I
Alright,
really
go
need
on,
to
mate,
start
go on.
saying a name and then somebody else. All right,
Do you know
that's
what?
the,
You know
Yes.
what? Let's just have an order, right? It's far too late in the race to have established this, but Ian, you talk first. Whenever Seb addresses us, you talk first, man.
Right, okay. Right. Well, right now, Forsten, he has got a really good pace going on. He is slowly catching up to Ollie, but he's just not pushing it as hard as I think he can. He is pushing it,
Oh!
yeah, but
Sorry, wait.
what happened?
It's not okay. His name is not King Venom. It's Carnage Venom. That's his name.
what?
KRNG stands for Carnage.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Really? We've been calling
Yeah.
him King since the. Really?
Yeah. But that's not
We've been
changed things
calling
now.
him King Venom since the start, and he's never told us not to.
Yeah, that's just not change it. But don't change something to April.
Fair enough.
Right, let's just call him Venom then.
All right.
Yeah.
Venom.
But like I was saying, forcing it, I just feel like it could be pushing it a little bit harder. Just slow it down and a little bit harder on the corners. I have seen him go a little bit wide, which just does take a valuable seconds off of his time. That allows Venom to catch up. Well, and it seems that Forsten is going for his mandatory pit stop.
Only going for his mandatory pit stop. Forsten and Schmidt as well. That's not the smartest move he could have done.
No,
I'll
I
admit.
think he. Oh, he just did the glitch.
Yeah, but he could have done the overcut, which is not. He should have done the
Where's
overcut.
Thorsten going to come out? This is a championship deciding moment here. Thorsten Schmidt.
Forsten is
needs
going to lead.
He needs 6th place or higher in order to get the championship here if King Venom is to win the race. Currently exiting the pit lane. Where is D-Crocs? D-Crocs is coming round. He's not going to get there, I don't think. It's going to be close actually between Thorsten and D-Crocs. Let's see where
It is.
D-Crocs is currently coming around the pit wall. You can see on the other side of that wall, there's Thorsten Schmidt there, just about to emerge.
It's
And it
oh
looks
no!
like
It's
it's
really close.
Forsten
Yeah,
has
in the
got
end,
it.
Thorsten. Yeah.
No,
just
he's
about
not.
with
He
King
doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh,
D-Crocs
no.
with better tires. You also have to keep in
No,
mind
he's in
Forsten.
front. He's still in front.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind Forsten is there with new tires. They're all very cold. So obviously
Yeah.
D-Crocs has the advantage. They might be a little bit used, but you see, that's what I just said. That's what I just said. He went wide, and that allows D-Crocs to take third. And now Ukbar, the man with a bit of who had an unlucky sprint race.
Known as the missile from Dries.
Yeah, that one.
What?
That one exactly. He now wants to have a piece of that as well. So let's look at
Well,
him going wide once again.
Thorsten, suddenly, all of a sudden, Thorsten's championship looking a little bit like it
Slim.
might be on the line here. He needs 6
Yeah.
or better to take the championship. Currently sat in 4th with our 5th place man Ukbar not very far behind him at all. Thorsten's got to be feeling the pressure now, I'm sure. If he's not feeling the pressure now, he's not a human being, because this is very much hanging in the balance.
Yeah, but you
I
can
was
see.
sure it's,
You can see there Forsten Schmidt, sorry there, you can see there Forsten Schmidt, he is very close to D-Crocs, however. He is already making up a lot of time that he lost. So you can see him there. No, let's not get on D-Crocs, because, alright, fair enough. Because Because only now half a second. The last half lap was 1 second still. So this looks like it's going to be easy. Obviously, his tires have warmed up at this point. Maybe not as much as he wants them to, but they have warmed up. And now with fresh tires, he has the advantage. Only 0.5 of a second remaining. This is going to either be on the bus stop chicane or already at the start of that corner over there. I can see it happening now. But behind him, Ukbar also looking like he wants to be in that battle. So they're not done from ending in 5th just yet.
Well, I have a feeling that as soon as he came out the pit stop, he was under immediate pressure because he knew exactly how close the Dicroc was to him. Plus the pressure, plus the cold tires, it's not going to end well for anybody.
No, it's a recipe for disaster indeed. But I mean, 0.3 remaining. Like I said, I told you guys it would happen either here or in that bus stop chicane. It could happen over here. It could happen at the bus stop chicane, depending on how Dicroc brakes. But Forsten Schmidt already 1/10 up. 1/10 up. Is it going to be anything on that bus stop chicane? He is going to try to make a move on the outside. For Dicroc, however, closing that door just a little bit, but still leaving him enough space. Forsten Schmidt trying to play the patient waiting game over here, but it doesn't work just as he wanted to. And now Ukbar has the advantage, and he only is 0.3 away from what's happening.
This is Dicroc here. Dicroc has been one of the most consistent performers this season in our GTE Championship. He's finished on the podium 7 times out of the 10 races that we've had here over this 5 rounds.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but it's going to be incredible. It's too wide, and now they're almost pushing against each other. It just went okay, but Forsten Schmidt is there up at 3rd, and Ukbar actually also want to be in the battle, but he was just a little bit too slow for it. Only more. Dicroc looked like he spun.
The championship must have flashed before Thorsten's eyes there.
But
he
Forsten
almost skimmed the bonnet there of Dicroc as he came by on the outside. Unbelievable bravery here from our German driver, 31-year-old Thorsten Schmidt from Berlin. He's must have almost seen that championship, flashing by before his eyes there. Currently sat in 3rd place in our final podium spot, and he's in a championship taking position here. He's got a lap and a half to bring it around.
Yeah, but Forsten Schmidt is not yet out of danger because Ukbar is behind him by not a lot of margin. So it is not the end yet. If Ukbar does what he did in the sprint race, this could mean the end of Forsten's run for the championship. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but Ukbar does want to be in P3. He does want to be in the podium. So he's not going to let Forsten to be in front and be the champion, not at least without a fight. And we can see as well Forsten now being closing up to Olimar. And as we can see here, Ukbar going very close on the inside. Only 2/10 separating them. He is in that slipstream. Let's see if he can make it something on that start-finish line as Forsten Schmidt did on Dicroc. But is Ukbar going to be close enough? Only 1.5 remaining of a second. He is having a look through the outside. It's not going to be good enough yet. Yes, it is. Never mind. He is having a look through the outside. He is going to look through the outside start-finish line. He is on the outside. Ukbar trying to brake late. He crashes a little bit against the wall, but just about fine. And Forsten Schmidt on the inside. Ukbar went a little bit too wide, and Forsten Schmidt defends it greatly well. Incredibly well.
This is the kind of racing we strive to have here, motor racing. This sets the absolute standard that we want every other racer in our server to be acting behind. This is the kind of stuff that we strive everybody to want to do.
King Venom in the meantime we see
is sat in a championship taking position, doing everything he needs to do and more. Doesn't need to defend from Ukbar, just needed to finish in 6th or higher in this feature race to take the championship in the event of Venom taking the victory. Here is our race leader, who's coming into the bus stop chicane, and he's just got a couple of corners left to go here in this race. He did everything he needed to do. It's going to take the double here in the final round of Motive Racing's GTE Championship, just coming out onto the final banking here at Daytona Road Course, and hasn't put a foot wrong all evening here in this one. He's been a fantastic performance, driving the Ford GT, KRNG, Carnage, or King Venom. It's going to come round to take 2nd place in the championship, but the victory here in the feature race for round 6, the finale of Motive Racing's GTE Championship. Olimar's going to come around in 2nd place, And ladies and gentlemen, our champion-elect,
Schmidt.
Thorsten Schmidt, looks like he's going to have a bit of a battle here with Ugbar as they come up towards the line. He flashes his lights to say good race there to Ugbar. And Thorsten
Oh, he's not done
looks
yet.
like he's going to... Is he going to let him by?
Ugbar is
No,
not done
it's
yet.
gonna
No,
be a battle
Ugbar
right
is
there.
not done yet.
That's
It's
the
going to
line
be too
from
wide.
Thorsten
No, Ugbar
Schmidt.
just crashes against the wall, and it's Thorsten Schmidt who takes
the
P3.
championship. Thorsten Schmidt takes the championship here for Motive Racing's GTE Championship. Third place, rounds it off with a podium. Great stuff from him. Ugbar comes over in fourth. Great battle there between those guys. D-Crocs, unfortunately unable to take his 8th podium of the season, comes round in 5th place. We've got Grandad Stee in 6th. Valguest doing a great job here, coming round in 7th place. The only G coming round in 8th. We've got HG Malik and DJ Phil rounding out the field. Thanks to those guys for coming out on track and sticking with it here tonight. What a race, what a season, and congratulations to this man here, Thorsten Schmidt, on taking Motive Racing's inaugural GTE Championship. Fellas.
That was fantastic.
Let's see if we can get an interview with Thorsten Schmidt. But it's been an emotional ride, ladies and gentlemen, here at Motive Racing in the GTEs, and congratulations to Thorsten Schmidt for winning the championship. His car looks as beat up as this ride as we do in the commentary box, I think. Thorsten Schmidt very quickly to be in a waiting list, and he, the champion-elect, is in our commentary booth.
Hello.
Hello, Thorsten Schmidt. How are you doing, man? Congratulations on winning the championship, man.
Yeah, thanks you. Thanks so much. Yeah, good, but the race was not the best.
But I mean,
They had really nice and hard fights with the other guys. Really enjoyed with Ugbar, and Olimar was amazing battles. Great, fantastic.
But I mean, you did a great job. I mean, you defended well, and you knew P7 is all I need. You did, however, go for P3. I mean, I don't think you really cared about your safe bet. You just want to beat every single race into P1, and it showed.
In this race, I had no practice, and I won the podium in this race. I take podium in both races. I'm happy with it, and can save the championship. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, you are the first winner of the Tier 1 GTE races. We hope that you can defend your championship, your trophy for next year. Do you think you've got what it takes for next year?
No, this one was my first and last year. I take my full focus on the GT3 championship. I'm not defending my title in the next season.
All right, well, fair enough. I mean, what do you think about the GT3? What's the change?
First thing is, I like GT3 cars more than GTE, and I have find a new love. That's a Lamborghini.
Of course.
And I'm fast with it, and the time trial shows the GT3 championship can also be a tough season, a hard season, and I'm really excited, and I think I will enjoy it with all of the drivers.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on that. It's a shame you don't want to defend it, but obviously very understandable. Who do you think, is there anybody that you're kind of thinking for? Obviously, there are people from Tier 2 going into Tier 1 and Tier 1 going into Tier 2. For example, the Stefano brothers are getting into Tier 2. Do you think they might have, well, not brothers, the Stefano family might have a chance at Tier 1? Do you think they've got what it takes to be champions?
Yes, I think his son, I think Sebastian is the son.
Ayrton is the son. Sebastian is the father.
Yeah, Ayrton, I think he can make it in the next season, but with Venom, it will be hard, but you have a chance.
Definitely.
100%.
I mean, absolutely incredible racing over here. How did it feel to drive in Motive? Did you enjoy the ride?
I enjoy the ride, and from race to race, I get better.
Mhm.
I enjoy it, and I'm really, really excited for the GT3 season.
Well, we are excited to have you there, Forsten, and we're happy that you're still going to stick with us next season. Obviously, herzlichen Glückwunsch, congratulations to to our German driver. Anything else you want to say before we end the stream?
Ja, first ist Dankeschön.
Kein
Thank
Problem,
you
kein
so
Problem.
much.
Danke dir. Thank you for
Um,
sticking with us, man. Danke dir.
No problem, and I enjoy it. And yeah, thank you for you guys, for you, Andy, Bowie, and all the commentators who did a great job. It's fantastic to watching, to stream. I'm
Danke.
every time excited after the race and watch the stream. So good commentaries.
Thank
The
you.
best. Yeah.
Danke
Keep it
dir.
up.
Danke dir. For next year, there's gonna be a lot more stuff, man. You have no idea. So I hope you'll be ready for that.
I think I will love it.
All right.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you, Forsten, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, with that said, guys, we are going to stop with the stream. We have finished the GTE drives. Obviously, a massive congratulations to Forsten Schmidt. Even everybody saying that it. Even King Venom saying GG Forsten. Not King Venom, Carnage Venom. Now that we've read after the last race of the season. But yeah, congratulations to all of you guys. Congratulations to Forsten Schmidt for winning the GTE championship, and for the other drivers for finishing the other championships in the other tiers. This was it. I was Sebastian. I'm here with Andy and Ian. I think Ian want to say one last thing.
No, I just want to say congratulations to every single person that qualified to go up into the next tier, and unfortunately, for the people that are going down the tiers, they just have to try a little bit harder.
All right. Well, maybe good luck for next year for everybody, and we'll see you guys tomorrow first. Before anything, we will see you guys on the tier. What is it? The Renault
Tier 2.
Clios. Yes, the Renault Clios.
Yeah.
We will see you tomorrow, and then the whole event is finally done. It's finally on the off season, and we finally can take a little break from it. So, with that said, my name is Sebastian. I'm here with Andy. I was here with Bowie, and I'm here with Ian and Forsten Schmidt, our championship winning from the GTE. And we wish you all a very good evening and a great day for the rest. And we will see you guys tomorrow with the Renault Clios. Stay safe. Goodbye.
See you later, folks.